Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, your girl, the one and only Tiffany E, aka Smackdown TV2, and I am here to give you guys all of the tea when it comes to wrestling and maybe a little bit of odds and ends in between there. So why don't you go ahead, go get your snacks, go get your juice, go get you a good drink, a good glass of wine if you can drink it. If you're underage, don't be drinking, okay? Go on and get you some juice or something and sit back and listen as we kiki and holler about wrestling. Because over here, you get a plethora of things when it comes to my show, okay? You get wrestling commentary.
No benefit of the doubt. Dr. Phil say don't do that. Dr. Phil say when somebody show you who they are, and so did Maya Angelou, believe them. Them two hoes are snakes. They been snakes, and them hoes was like that when you got there, and they like that now, so fuck them both. And they did the right thing by letting them headline WrestleMania. They most definitely deserve to headline WrestleMania, and that is how you close a mania.
What else we get? You'll also get a weekly recap of every single show that WWE has to offer. Monday Night Raw after show, NXT after show, and of course a Friday Night Smackdown after show. You'll also get a recap of all the Big 5 PLEs. I even do the Saudi shows for you. And then, if it's good and worth the time, I may even throw a little AEW in there. But of course, I will do my best to make sure I recap as many PLEs as possible. If I don't have it, then I'll throw it to one of my friends who do know it. We also cover pop culture, and we have really good time over here with lifestyle and just giving advice. So, if you're ready, it's showtime, and that is on the ancestors, baby.
Okay. Can you turn it down, please? Today is going to be a special show because Down for the Count is going to do their podcast live. They can hear that in the background of this. I'm just asking you to turn it down just a little bit.
I'm about to turn it down. No, my bad.
All right, so we're going to do our podcast live today. It is going to go up on our podcast, but we're going to live stream it here first. So I hope you guys are ready, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. As soon as all of the girls come in, we can get started, okay? Yeah. Today was eventful, wasn't it? Huh? You guys like that? You guys like that? You did? Well, if you're just coming in, podcast ladies, the link to the StreamYard is in our it's in our group chat. So go to our group chat and then get in here because I am keeping the live with us in it for today because we're doing the podcast today. All right, sir. First things first, top commenter of the day. Janae's here. Hello, Janae. How are you? Okay.
Hello.
Y'all haven't seen Janae in a while. That's because she worked like a slave and she go to school.
I ain't seen myself in a while.
But she here now, and that's all that matters. So we have top commenters of the day. Okay, so what was number one? Icy Brazy was number 2, and Pierre was number 3. We lost Janae. I hope she'll come back. They were number 3. So shout out to all my top commenters of the day. A lot of y'all came in here right at 10:05. Donnie was here at 10:05. Zay was here at 10:05. Okay, Brandy, Kayla. My moderators are here. Donnie's here. Aaliyah's here. Okay, let me look. Kayla's here. All of my numero unos are here. Alexis is now joined. As soon as I get the other girls in, we're just waiting on Nicole to come in, and then we'll get started. Okay. All right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yes, we can hear you.
Ooh, Alexis, you wanna
Okay,
play
cool.
some hacking games with me?
Yes.
Okay, I have to send you a link. It's free if you sign up. But me and you, we can learn cybersecurity together and like do some playful hacking.
Yay. I can't do it right now because my phone's being stupid and won't let me do more than one thing on it. But when we get done, I'll be like, hey, we can do stuff. Yay.
Well, no, you need a laptop for this one.
Oh, okay, cool. So
Yeah, I'll send you a link later, but
it's charging.
it'll be fine.
Okay, yeah,
It'll be
cool.
great.
Why is it not playing out of
This
this
tequila
device?
is
Tiff got all mad at me
nasty.
last night. What?
So this tequila is nasty.
Oh no, not you drinking.
Anyways,
I ain't had nothing to drink in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
we're waiting on Nicole. I put it in there.
It's been a couple weeks.
Hopefully Nicole gets the link and she comes in, and we'll move into the rest of the show. So I have to get started, otherwise I will lose viewers. Okay. So
Okay.
SmackDown has just ended, and we had a couple of matches on the card. It was a pretty decent show. It went by really, really fast. Okay. Very fast for a WWE show. Okay. Because usually SmackDown drags just a tiny bit, but today they was moving. Okay. They was ready to go. They was like, we don't have time. We don't have time. Get these matches out. Get these people wrestling. Let's go. Get these segments going. Okay. I mean, before the girls could even finish their comments, when they was on the Grayson Waller effect, the next girl was running out there. Okay. They was cutting them off. So let's start off with the first match of the show. First of all, they gave Roman a hell of a lot of time. Okay. Roman's segment started at 9:32. All right.
Shocking.
That was a lot. That was a lot of time for one person. So they only had an hour and 30 minutes for the rest of the show. Well, an hour and 28 minutes if we being fair. Okay, not to mention the 15 minutes they give to commercial time. So let's knock that back to about 45 minutes. The last 32 minutes was commercial free. They did not cut to commercial. Okay? So, the first match of the night was a 6-man tag team match. It was Austin Theory's Marquez with the two Snack and Delicious twins, as Kenny likes to call them. And then they had the Brawling Brutes.
Wait, Snack and Delicious?
Yeah, it's pretty deadly. It's pretty deadly.
They got called up to the SmackDown roster.
Shows you how much I've been paying attention.
Kenny calls them Snack and the Delicious, and they call SmackDown what they call it, the Smackdown or some shit like that.
Yeah. Friday Night Smackdown.
Yeah, it's Friday Night Smackdown because they on there because they think they some snacks.
How is the crowd taking to them?
The crowd actually reacts to pretty deadly pretty well. Actually,
Nice.
They have a nice reaction. They got a nice piece of heat. Alexis will be back. She might have got pulled or a phone call come through. That happens. So they get a nice reaction. They have a nice draw. Oftentimes I can't let her in because something's going on with her device. Soon as Alexis gets it fixed, we can let her back in. But oftentimes they get the boos, they get the heat that they're supposed to draw. It really works for them. You know what I'm saying? So she said she having technical difficulties. She'll be back. So they get a lot of what they're supposed to get. They draw in what they draw, and they put them immediately in a program with the Brawling Brutes, which is like the closest tag team they got on SmackDown as of right now. So they put them in a little program with them. Austin Theory's been lumped into that program, and it seems like Theory has been put onto Sheamus, and that's where they're heading with Money in the Bank and Theory, possibly.
So he's gonna lose it to Sheamus?
At this point, I generally don't know. Austin Theory has rarely defended that championship clean, and then I mean that's a nice way of putting it. To be clear, every championship defense he has had interference of some kind. He hasn't had one title defense where he's done it successfully and nobody helped him keep it. And it wasn't even intentional 90% of the time. 90% of the time, it was to pretty much take it away from the other opponent. So Brock Lesnar did it multiple times. You had Logan Paul who did it. Like, everybody who got involved in Theory's matches usually did it because of the person he was going up against. He was irrelevant. And then if he does defend it without interference, he still cheats. So he hasn't had a successful title defense where he's successfully defended it without outside interference. Even y'all Tribal Chief has had that, but we can't say the same for Theory. But he is inching up on having a pretty long time as champion, so everybody's, or he's hype about it. I don't give a damn one way or another. But they had their match tonight with Pretty Deadly against the Brawling Brutes. They cheated and won the match. And then we had a match with the OC and Hit Row. Now, this all came about because Top Dollar and B-Fab and Shanti the Adonis all put out on social media they put a diss track on social media, and of course Mia Yim responded. The only way I can show you, the only way you can understand is you have to see it, and I hope they still got it up here, because when I tell y'all I was cracking up because they was being messy. This was messy, okay? It was super messy. But let me get down to...
I live for the messy.
It was like cute, fun, messy, not like drama-filled messy.
It wasn't a messy where it's like, oh, well, like you shouldn't have, you being messy out here in these streets, like you spilling bad tea. The tea that was spilled was real shit. So
B-Fab was out, like they were calling Mia Yim like no chin.
They called her mid chin, mid chin, and I was like, okay. And so let me show you how it started, because the only way we gonna get to the bottom of that part is we have to see how it began. So let me pull it up. We're gonna share the screen. The beauty about being on the StreamYard is that we can look at it. We can physically see it. Okay. Hold tight. Let me see what Don said. Don said it seems that Hunter is phasing out the old ass era. It's like a legitimate rap beat. Now, when it comes to Hit Row and Hunter and the whole situation with them, he lets them ride how they want to ride. So they came out there with the shiesty mask on last week. That was their idea. He let them go. He don't really do much with taming them like Vince tried to do, or switching them out to make them look like the next Crime Time. He's not trying to do that. He's very much in tune with them being them. Okay. So that part is true. And it is like a real rap beef. Only difference is like AJ Styles and them can't rap. Okay. They can't.
I don't want to hear AJ.
The only one. Mia probably the only one that got any swag here. But AJ, for instance, put out the OC disc, and the OC disc basically was shitting on AJ Styles because he lost at Night of Champions, and he was talking, and Ashanti Adonis was talking about it. B-Fab called Mia Yim mid-chin. And that's where it all started. It started from this diss track, which I can play because...
Hit Row. Man, is y'all watching this?
Bro, I can't believe AJ Styles already got a title match. We ain't had one since Christmas.
I'm not even worried about Lil AJ. It's his bald-headed boys keep reaping the benefits of being with a real hitter.
And don't ever get me started on Big Chin. Everybody sees she trying to swag like me.
Man, I'm about to put them on notice. It's shiesty season. That's right, it's the OG3 taking shots at VOC. They better run like DMC before they get tagged like they at the DMV. Yeah, you're gonna need an EMT. I'm from a war zone like DMZ, where they get it off EBT. I'm about to stun you like CP3. The name AJ, oh yeah, that's me. Got more phenomenal style than you see each week. You the reason why my name is Top Dollar. I'm the reason they say who hotter, not nada. You never had a shot versus Seth Rollins. Night of Champions, the outcome was embarrassing. Me and Ashante gon' handle them. So tell your boys vanish quick and change their names like Mia Yim. And if your homegirl swing across me chin, B-Fab gon' take that blue hair to the deep end. And if you didn't know, now you know.
It was cute.
I didn't like it.
Oh,
I
And the
just
thing about it is, like, he can rap though. Like, he can actually, you know what I'm saying, throw some bars down.
no, he does. He can. That's true.
I
It
done
was
that.
cute.
Heard him say DMZ. I'm like, demilitarized zone. Why is he talking about cybersecurity?
Oh, he's probably talking about so South Korea and North Korea have a DNZ zone, basically. The don't blow us up zone.
My first thought was computers. Wow, I need a fucking life.
No, you're good.
It was a cute little ditty. It was cute.
It was cute. Yeah, cute.
So in response to that, Mia came back and was like,
First off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim. West side, when we ride, come equipped with game.
I
mean, that was a better clapback. I ain't gonna lie. That was a better
so
clapback.
she said, mid-chin, girl, at least I'm out here working. Keep looking cute on the side with your little boys. I was like, oh, suck it now. Top Dollar here with the that sucked. And then this where the messiness came in at. Okay, this where it got a little messy. Chin came back and said, that's everyone when y'all come out with Swerve. I said, oh!
Damn.
Oh!
Swerve.
I like the fact that I don't know, for some reason, like, they're allowed to, like, mention other wrestlers all of a sudden.
They
like,
are allowed. Triple H and them have erased that edict that they are not allowed to mention other wrestlers. They definitely can. They are allowed to mention other companies. They have done it before. They are allowed to. That edict has been erased.
That's what I'm talking about.
So Brianna came back and she said, he used Keith to matter like he used us. You should know better. Only difference is he can't beat us up.
Damn, she came for Keith.
I said, ma'am, it's just one match. It's one. I said, well, at least y'all talking real shit about Swerve.
I mean, I was like, was that like a dig? Or like, was that?
They do not like Swerve. Hit Row does not like Swerve. And I understand why. It's because he's selfish.
When they were, I don't know if you were around for that, Janae, but like when Hunter was bringing him back, hey, if you, oh my,
who did this?
Who is that? Phil?
That's Felicia. Felicia.
Where is Nicole?
Oh, someone text her. She might have fell asleep. But no, like when Hunter was bringing everybody back, he reached back to Swerve, and instead of Swerve being like, you know what, I already signed a contract here with AEW. I don't want to burn any bridges, but when my contract's up, I'll get a hold of you. Like just trying to be like not burning
professional.
Yeah, he told Hunter basically talk to my lawyers. Like he was too like important to deal with the talk.
Oh yeah, that's fuck. Wasn't he at Wale Mania though with them?
Yeah, but I don't think they fucked with him though like that.
Oh.
It was Janae, I will tell you what happened at Wale Mania. I'll tell you that in the group chat.
Okay.
Because they were like, he came out saying like, "Oh, these three would be nothing without me," and blah blah blah. And I think one of them was like, "Dude, you were a pity member."
Top Dollar said that he was not a part of the original Hit Row, which he wasn't. He was added, which is why they keep running around calling themselves the OG3, because they were.
Damn, did they even get along for that matter? Shit.
I mean, I don't know if you're gonna shit on, because like he said something like when they got released, and Adonis, Top Dollar, and BFAPs. I'm too white to be saying names like that. Shit, but but when they were on the indies, like trying to, they were staying together or whatever, and Swerve was just like, oh yeah, they know they can't make it on their own solo, so they gotta stick together, but meanwhile I can make it on my own. I don't need them.
They were on the indies and they were working together. They were moving through the indies, and they were getting work as Hit Row. They were getting work with that. They was working. You saw Adonis and Top Dollar doing really dope shit on the indies. So Swerve immediately went to AEW, got signed, and was using that and was using his time in WWE, and of course his previous work as his sounding board in AEW. He had a moment in AEW where everybody was blowing smoke up his ass, and now he's not getting anything. He wasn't one of the pillars in the pillar match. You didn't see him on the card for Double or Nothing, and you ain't gonna see him on the card for All In either. If you do,
he wasn't on ROH either, wasn't he? He wasn't. I didn't see him.
Oh,
Swerve.
I don't know if he was in Ring of Honor. That's not my field. That's yours. That is all yours. Nicole's here.
oh,
Look, Nicole, it's Felicia.
oh.
Craig, can I borrow your microwave?
Can y'all hear
Stop.
me? We can hear you.
Okay. All right, y'all. Aaliyah says he wasn't in Ring of Honor. All right, y'all. So we talked about Hit Row. They had their match on Smackdown, and they ended up losing to the OC, which personally I didn't like, because we had to watch let me take her out. This one. We had to watch Pretty Deadly pretty much cheat to beat the Brawling Brutes. I feel like they could have gave the same credit to Hit Row, which I mean, I want to Hit Row to get some traction somewhere, and they haven't, and they need that. And a big win over the OC would work for them. So I was kind of disappointed about that. But to move on into the other matches that we had. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah. So moving into the other matches that we had for the night, there was 2 qualifying matches for the Money in the Bank. So like I've been screaming for the last month, Money in the Bank is on Saturday, July 1st. And the 2 matches that we had tonight, the first one we had was with Lacey Evans and Zelina Vega. So before we get to the match, Nicole has been screaming for years for them to give this woman that Sergeant Slaughter gimmick, style, and look. She has been screaming it. Okay. They never did it until today. Until today. She came out there with her hat, her hat has a cobra wrapped around it, which I thought was fucking dope. Her hat looks fire. I love that hat. If they ever sell it on the shop, I'm buying it. Her hat was dope. The way she came out there was dope. I was okay with all of that. But I was screaming it in my commentary because she has been saying this for months. And I was like, Nicole, just...
I don't care no more.
They just took it. I'm like, yo, I know it can't be a 1 in a million shot because this is not the first time. That's not the first time. It's not the second time. And it ain't the third. Just about every one of the ideas she's had, they've used. I'm starting to believe they got bots.
They got
like little secret agents that be plotting all over the internet and be picking up shit. Wouldn't put it past.
See, I'm starting to think that now because I was like, there ain't no fucking way.
I'm telling you.
Right?
I was like,
if you can hear
some money from somebody.
Just let us book like 3 of your shows. Guaranteed.
No, but they gotta pay us because I don't like that.
That's what I'm saying. Let us book your show because y'all finna win an Emmy award.
They owe her a couple of checks for a couple of people.
I'm trying to retire from my job. I'm tired of it.
I just need money to pay the next 2 semesters of my tuition, and then I'm good, man. And you can tell.
I just need a sugar daddy.
I just want
you enough. Can get that on your own.
I just want enough to early retire. You know, get my mom a nice little yang little crib.
Period.
And sit my ass down.
Okay. I agree.
Honestly, I would like to book a wrestling show though.
I would and I wouldn't at the same time. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I would, but at the same
logistics wise, it's like low key a nightmare. But I do want to do it once.
Yeah.
At least once. Probably never again after that. Oh shit, Lethal Weapon 4 coming on. Oh shit.
She called that and it was a good call because Lacey looked great. She came out there.
She did. That's why I was talking about it.
She looked great. I loved it.
And I don't even like her.
I don't like her either, but she looked great. She did.
See, my
makeup
thing
was
is,
fire.
I don't like a lot of people, but I won't ever stop nobody from getting a bag. Especially if I can benefit from it.
Facts.
Like, I don't like that bitch, but I was like, you know what? If you was listening to me, you got this gimmick, and you make some little extra money, you sell some extra shirts in the shop. Send me something.
She damn sure called that. She called that. But Lacey Evans and Zelina Vega had a match tonight. They were qualifying for the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, prior to the match, Grayson Waller had his Grayson Waller effect, and Asuka was on the show. And of course, Asuka was doing her little ditty, okay? And that's when Io Sky came out there, and I was like, "Ooh, this is interesting." After Io said all her Japanese shit, and Asuka said hers, it was a lot of words going back and forth. I don't know if it was some bitches and hoes in there because I don't speak fluent Japanese, but they was going off. And that's when you had Bailey come out there. Bailey comes out there, she talking her shit, and then here comes Shotzi. Shotzi comes out, then here come Lacey. After Lacey, that's when Zelina Vega came out there. Now, Zelina Vega talked her shit.
You told me 2 years cheering for fucking Zelina Vega over Lacey Evans, I would have called you a liar, but here the fuck we are.
Zelina Vega cut Lacey Evans' ass real deep in that promo, okay?
That's New York what I said yesterday about someone. I can argue, but there's some people I ain't messing with.
And Zelina Vega is one of them. I'm not going to do that. I'm not
because she would say some shit and I won't be able to come back in and I would just set her house on fire. And then be in a predicament.
Oh.
I would get the cats out. Stop it, everybody. I would get the animals out, but then I would set her house on fire.
Please.
He said, "I'll get the cats out first."
Please.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. Them animals ain't do shit to me.
Oh my God.
I'll get the
She
animals out
gonna
the house
say
and then I'll
something
set
and
it
she
on
gonna
fire.
light her house on
Her
fire.
cats though, her cats is low key like ugly.
They're a lot better than the cracked out ones running around Teddy Hart's house.
Well,
Yeah.
You got cats?
At least Zelina's and Alice. What's his fucking name?
Alistair.
No.
His AEW name.
Malachi.
Is it Tom? It's not
Malachi.
Tommy and what Malachi? Whatever the fuck that man's name is. They take good care of them cats.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that to them.
I want to get a Maine Coon cat.
Oh God.
Oh, Big Frida coming out with the new show. Okay.
So Zelina Vega defeated Lacey Evans, and she is the first woman to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. All right.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So obviously Lacey Evans is there. She's showing this new character. She came out, was talking her shit. Would it have made more sense if she won the match? Because she's like showing this new character. But
I can guarantee you this, and I don't like how they booked LA Knight and Montez Ford against each other. I said, you got two bad bitches against each other. That's evil.
Yeah.
Why'd y'all do that?
I didn't like that either, but I feel like Montez will probably be able to get in through the last chance.
And
match.
I feel like that with Lacey. I feel like Lacey's randomly going to be in it too. So
yeah,
because I was like, you debuted a new character and then she loses.
Yeah, I feel like she's still going to be in it.
But to be fair, her character isn't necessarily new. It's just a new take on her character, if that makes sense. They debuted her as somebody who was military forward. They just didn't give her the drill sergeant part of it. So now it's kind of like ramped up, if we're being fair. But to your credit, Lacey hasn't been on TV in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Partially, it seems to me like it's partially her fault from the things that she was tweeting and retweeting and posting on her Instagram and on her stories. It was very controversial. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be hard because if I see her as backstage knowing all that shit she tweeted, I'd be like, let's just square up one time. And then
it's that kind of shit. Like it's that kind of shit. So like and I don't think WWE wanted the heat, and they tend to steer clear of the political bullshit because they just don't want to have to deal with the headache of it. And I don't blame them. I don't think they're telling people what they can and can't believe, but because you represent WWE, it directly affects them.
No,
so they're like, keep your shit to yourself, or use a burner account like the rest of the basketball players and football players do. Okay. Just don't do it under our moniker with our name. You feel what I'm saying? So
kind of with the Jackson Riker when his weird ass was that shit.
Unfortunately, yeah, but they eventually wised up and got rid of him. I want Don's idea to come true of Lacey interrupting matches with her boot camp. I hate when Don's ideas come true because they irritate me, and I believe he does it on purpose. I do. I just do.
Anyways, you can have a match with a tag team match, and then you have the other two women are like some unknown name people, and they lose a match, and then Lacey comes out and tries to Sergeant Slaughter or whatever she does, and takes him under her wing. That'd be a way to get a new tag team in there, but you got to put in work though. I need to see something first.
She performed pretty well today. She was pretty clean in that match against Vega. And usually Lacey has a problem with people who are mismatched on her size that. And since Vega is much, much smaller than her, she usually has an issue with being able to fight them, or at least give us the illusion of the fight, but she didn't today. She was really clean. She was very solid. Vega was able to get off everything she was supposed to get off. So I believe the time off really helped her, and she improved significantly because match-wise, she looks better. Hopefully, when she goes up against somebody else in a singles competition, that's a little bit more, how can I put it, athletic. Somebody like Bianca, somebody like
Io,
Charlotte,
Yeah, because
Asuka.
you know she be getting out of breath.
Yeah.
She be in that 4 minutes and out of breath.
Stop.
Oh, her cardio.
I ain't being funny. I'm being serious. She be
All right.
all over 5 minutes with somebody like her out.
we auto tuning.
We losing you, Nicole. You going in and out, babe.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just it was remixing a little bit.
It was given
I know
auto tune.
my Wi-Fi is not the best.
There we go. Now we got you
Which
clear.
makes it mad because because I literally paid so much money to get this new attachment, and it's like worse.
I feel you. I paid for fiber, and the fiber made my bill go up, and the internet didn't. Okay, and I'm just like, why am I paying y'all for the best internet, and y'all not giving me the best internet?
Yeah,
Damn.
internet's trash.
He said, let's manifest. I don't want Lacey in a tag team, but she can have a team. WWE is real faction heavy right now. I need some singles, people.
He loves a triple. Hunter loves him a fucking faction.
Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot. The way you was screaming at the TV saying Bianca bite her, I was literally in tears. She should have bit the shit out of Asuka. She should have bit her ass. That bitch spit on her fingers and put that shit in her eye. She should have bit her. I would have bit her.
I'm so mad about these Ozempic commercials, and I can't even get any.
Oh shit!
Stop showing them. I'm serious. My insurance doesn't fucking cover it.
Oh my god.
The PSA.
And the 4-person faction's always a rough shot. Yeah, they do.
I'll take that medicine because there's actually becoming a shortage of it, and there's diabetics who need it.
What?
Yeah, I want the generic version because it's not necessarily for diabetics, but still my insurance won't cover it. But no, I wouldn't take it to get it out of actual people who need it. But still, I want a version of it. Like, Jesus Christ.
Whoever fucking started shit, it was some influencer on TikTok or something. They're like, oh yeah, if you take this medicine, I'll help you lose weight. It's supposed to curb your appetite. It does something with diabetics, but people are like, oh, you lose weight with it, and now they can't keep it in stock for people who are actually diabetic.
Which is shitty, but it's like, I need something to like help jumpstart me, because it's like, no matter like, again, like I don't even eat that bad, but no matter like how much I try like working out or eating or like it's so hard for me to literally even get like 2 pounds off. Like, it's just so frustrating.
I gain weight when I exercise.
Yeah, like that. I'm the same way. Like, it's just like nothing. I was like, I literally just want something to jumpstart my body.
I'll send you some ideas.
It's horrible.
All right, this is how the podcast go, ladies and gents.
We be so off topic. I love it.
So, Montez Ford went up against.
Who booked this?
It was Montez Ford versus LA Knight. This match was the longest match of the night, and it was actually really, really good. The finish of the match ended with a roll up by Montez, to which LA Knight ended up rolling Montez up. And that is how he was able to win. He used the ropes to leverage himself a bit. The ref, Jessica, didn't see it, and LA Knight was able to steal a win from Montez Ford. So LA Knight has now qualified in the Money in the Bank along with Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura. They got 2 from Raw and 1 from SmackDown. And next week, you're going to have 2 qualifier matches on Raw, and they're both going to be women's matches. You're going to have Natalya going up against Zoe Stark, and then you're going to have Becky Lynch going up against Sonya Deville.
I don't.
Natty don't need to have no match after that shit with Saudi.
Okay, so how was that match? Because I don't watch the Saudi shows, but I heard it was like 92 seconds or something like that.
It was a little bit longer, but Natalya didn't get any
Barely.
offense. She got
They
nothing.
just needed a women's match. That's basically.
Got her
they
fucking
just-
Well,
ass
I
whooped,
feel
and
like
she
they
got a
could've-
qualifying match for Money in the Bank.
Yeah, after that loss, she got a qualifying match. I would have been okay with Dana getting a qualifying match over Natalya, and that's no shade. But Natalya, it's not Natalya's fault that they booked it like that. But I knew something was wrong with the way that they booked that feud to begin with. They barely had any interaction or any traction with each other leading into Saudi. So something told me that it just wasn't going to be worth the while, and it was worse than what I thought.
It sounded like they just wanted to have a match. So they're just like, let's just.
Honestly, they didn't have to. If we're being
No, they
fair,
didn't.
They really did. I mean, I think they just wanted to say that they had 3 women's match, but
Yeah.
the 2 women's match that got to go were great enough at that point.
You guys think they're gonna let some go over on Becky?
I think she's gonna end up losing because of Trish and possibly Zoe.
Like, okay, I know we don't in there, but what has Zoe Starks done on roster? Because she literally showed up in Saudi.
She showed up in Saudi to help Trish. So obviously they're putting her with them to give her that boost, which is fine. Do whatever you want. It works for Trish, her being the top female heel on the show right now, and then you put her with Zoe. That's just, I mean, it's a vet with a newbie on the main roster, and you've got one of the greatest women's champions of all time working with you to show you the ropes and to walk you through how to be one of the best heels in the business. Trish knows that better than anybody. So outside of my personal feelings for Zoe Stark, I understand it. If you're going to build the future, you have to start somewhere. And they're starting with Zoe Stark, which is fine. That's not a bad start. Wrestling wise, she's an excellent wrestler. You can't take that from her. Character wise, Zoe is she's okay. As a heel, she's annoying enough to where she works, right? So putting her with Trish elevates Zoe, and it makes Zoe be seen. You give her the moment to shine. It's kind of like what they did with Dana and Charlotte Flair. Dana rolled with Charlotte for a while. That helped bolster Dana a little bit. That gave her a little bit of shine and traction. Now they didn't do nothing with it after that, but that wasn't Dana's fault. So I can't shit on Dana for that. Okay, so
this makes me more okay with Trish being there because she's helping the next gen. Because that's a lot of issues I have when they be bringing these legends in, and they just be there just to be there. Because I was like, all right, I love Trish, but she can only take up the space for so long before I get irritated. And then obviously after the show, I'm like, okay, that's I see where they're going. Okay, for at least 3 more weeks.
Fair. These are the entries it was terrible. The entrances were longer than the matches. The entrance was longer than Rhea and Natalya's match for sure. But everybody else's match had a significant amount of time, and they had a significant place on the show. Everybody else's matches were great. It was just that match that sucked. And Zoe can learn several things from Trish. Zoe probably not going to Money in the Bank either. And that's what I was saying. These 2 matches seem to be very strategic. Okay. You got 2 people who are currently in a rivalry with each other now performing in separate Money in the Bank matches on the same night. Now, I don't know about y'all, but WWE is always, they're a little too transparent sometimes. Either
So
one
you
of them will
thinking
qualify and the other one won't, or neither one of them will qualify.
I can see maybe Zoe and Becky having a match of their own.
The way I said it the first time was I don't think
Becky's
either.
qualifying.
I don't think Becky's qualifying
Yeah.
either. And Natalia goes to Money in the Bank every freaking time. Like, I don't know what it is, but when it be the big
She need to
money,
not go to Money Bank for a fucking year.
the big money shit, she's always there. Saudi, she always finds a way. She's always there. When they have Money in the Bank, she always qualifies. Always.
One thing they're gonna do is
could
make
be
sure
not on
Natty get a
TV
check
for
from
like
something.
Right.
She won't be on TV for like 3 months or be on like main event. You just don't see her, and then Money in the Bank she be qualifying out of nowhere.
No, for real. Like, that's dead ass.
Yeah.
And I just be like, what?
I'd be
what
like,
is
come
going
on, TJ,
here?
come on now.
Right.
Somebody else.
Why is she
I made
taking
that match. I sort of just added it. Okay. She's missed one. Well, maybe two.
What, in
Ain't no way.
1993?
Ain't no way she been. I swear to God, she's been in every one. I'm not even
She's
playing.
been in almost every one of them.
has been in every Money in the Bank match since inception. Wait, was she the
That's
one
insane.
in the
Let me
2020?
see.
Hold on, women's money.
Let's
Why
double
is-
check.
Isn't that
Alexa Bliss's
2011?
ass hasn't even been in every Money in the Bank.
Why is fucking Candice LeRae not in here? Why is she not in a qualifying match?
It hasn't happened yet. It doesn't mean she won't be in one. It just hasn't happened yet.
Let me hold on. I got the. Okay, I have
All I
the.
know is
Natalia was in the first
Yeah, because
one.
I think they just did a video package for her on Monday. They're about to put
Yeah, she
about
might
to push
she
her.
might be in the next set.
Okay, hang
She was
on.
in the
Yeah.
first one. She was in the second one.
are they trying to give her the record for the wrestler with the most Money in the Bank appearances?
Natalia was in the third one.
Hold on. I'm trying to pull it all up here. Hang on. Hold on.
She wasn't in 2020, so she missed that one.
Because 2020, that's right, because 2020 was a good one.
Good
That was
old
the one they
COVID.
were in the they were in
2020.
offices, right?
Yeah, and then in 2022, she wrestled Rousey. Oh, that match was bad. I forgot about that.
2021. She was in 2021 and she didn't, I don't think she made it in. No, 2022 she was fighting Rousey, so she wasn't in that one. But she was in 4
But she was
of
there.
these running. Yeah, she was. She was on the schedule for that match because she fought Rousey in 2022.
So Natty has literally been at every single women's featured Money in the Bank since it started, except for one. She does not need to be in this match.
Yep.
That is insane.
So she was in.
She has to match.
I
That
don't
literally
think
could
she
be
adds
Piper.
or
Like that. Literally, that could be so many. That pisses me off.
Oh, you're right. That could.
No, go ahead, Alexis.
Look, I don't shit. I'm not trying to shit on Natty, but and I know we could be on here forever, but it's just like every single Money in the Bank. If not, like last year, she was going up against Rousey for the women's title, and my brain did me a favor for making me forget how bad that match was. But it's just like, what is the deal? Like, and going later on the conversation about this, WWE and everybody else is like, we need new stars, we need new, and then you're relying on Natty. Like, come on. I know. I'd rather see Shotzi or Candice or Piper or fucking somebody.
Literally.
What?
Well,
I want to see her little 4-foot nothing ass bouncing around with Selena Vega. I think that would be awesome.
if this play out the way I think, Natalia ass is getting that Money in the Bank.
Shotzi got to be in Money in the Bank. I need to see her do a triple double dive off the top of 2 ladders holding a baby while like it's on fire or something.
Why are you always trying to murder people? What is wrong with you?
I'm not. I'm just saying Shotzi gonna do some crazy shit and I want to see it.
Jesus Christ.
What's Natty gonna do? She gonna lay somebody on a ladder on the sharpshooter?
So Pierre said, I don't mind Natty being in the Money in the Bank match. Almost every year, she helps the match quality be better, in my opinion. I disagree.
What does she do? She puts two women.
Come on.
That or she a bitch.
Respectfully, I disagree. I think that she doesn't add or take anything away from this match at all. I think she's just a body. If we're being fair,
Doesn't even do anything. Like I said, they put like 2 people on a sharpshooter, but that gimmick gets old real damn quick. And it's like, unless you're doing the sharpshooter like in a version where you're using the ladder to help you, stay the fuck home. Why does
I wouldn't mind Zoe being in it. She's not my issue. I don't mind it. I get where they're coming from. They're like, if you're gonna start building, then you need to start now. You already have a small stepping stone with Trish and Zoe, and then you're still keeping Natalya in these big marquee matches. Her name is always attached to it, even though she's only missed 2. Everybody else can't say the same thing. Like, there's a lot of people who would benefit from Money in the Bank. And while Natalya works, she's not a draw in terms of watching Money in the Bank. Somebody like Io Sky, that's a draw for Money in the Bank. You feel what I'm saying? That's going to pull you in. That's going to make you want to see what she's going to do. Somebody like Shotzi, like Janae said, she is a draw for Money in the Bank. Those kind of people make Money in the Bank work. And then you have, like, on the men's side, they set that shit up nice. Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet, and fucking LA Knight. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God. It's going to be bodies everywhere.
Like, come on.
And you know what? It's been a while since we had like a good men's Money in the Bank. Where it was like
that last good one was when Finn almost killed himself.
Yeah.
That was the last good one.
Awesome.
Andrade was in that one, right?
Yeah, that's what Andrade threw him. I said he didn't need to throw him that hard. Come on now.
Yeah.
And he was like fucked up for a couple weeks.
Yeah, he was. He didn't come back.
Yeah, he didn't come back for a couple. He was fucked up.
Yep.
Like for men's Money in the Bank, Edge does not need to be in it. He does not. I know everybody wants him to get that title before he appears again, and I love Edge. But
I
he
think
does not.
he's filming that show, so he's probably. I don't think
he's gonna be in it.
Yeah, they're still.
Like I love him, but dude, no.
Yeah, they're filming that show. I don't think he's gonna. I'm excited for it.
I'm just excited Ricochet is gonna be in it because he's gonna put his neck on the line, like literally.
Of course. Right there in front of his fiance, gonna damn near die. That's a damn shame.
People
anyway,
and Shotzi being in Money in the Bank, but you know damn well these two will put their bodies on the line to same people.
Yeah.
Shotzi gonna wrap herself in barbed wire and then jump through the ropes while holding a chair and having someone's wig in her hand and just taking everybody out. Then she's gonna stand up and take a shot at tequila, and it's like,
will you stop?
and then fall out the ring.
Right.
Yes.
Shut up. You are encouraging her. She's gonna keep doing it.
You need to stop. She's already a fuck. She's been doing a little bit better.
I'm just saying that's what Money in the Bank is. Obviously you don't want to hurt yourself, but
why would you want to be slammed on a ladder? I don't.
That's not a real ladder. First off, that's fucking aluminum ladder at best.
We're not even going to argue about this because all of y'all are fucking crazy. Everyone.
I'm just saying.
Y'all say y'all want to. Okay, you try it and
right when that crippled that bite get to being fucked up. Shit.
Back's already fucked up. So.
Well, then you don't make it worse.
Last time I was trying to get in the ring, and y'all told me I couldn't. I was trying to get super kicking. I was like, no, Janae, you can't do that.
Go on in there.
Well, you
Go in
acting
there.
like
Take your
you in
black ass
pain.
in there.
You act like you're in pain all the time as it is, and you wanted to go in the ring. That's why I told you no.
Damn, why you doing me like that? Because you know I'm constantly in pain, though. You know I'm constantly in pain. I just got a cortisone shot in my foot.
Well,
exactly. I was like, what is wrong with her?
See?
Wrong with me, probably, but whatever.
Y'all are crazy. Both of y'all.
Want to get body
Y'all
slammed.
take a bump and get back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't want to do that, so no thank you. I trust your I trust your judgment. Thank you. Thank you so much.
In our garage when we were kids, and I think he rattled a couple screws loose in the head with me, but you know, that sounds like fun.
Oh my God.
Ugh, my nails are awful.
So after we had that amazing match between Montez Ford and LA Knight, that is when Roman Reigns' 1,000-day celebration actually began. Okay. It was 28 minutes long, I think. Sir. It took Roman 2 minutes to get down to the ring this time. And Kratos decided
that's not that bad, actually.
Yeah, it was short. It was real short. Kratos decided to to debut a new championship for their newly crowned 1,000-day undisputed WWE champion, okay? And that championship looks like this. All right? It is gold and black with the W in the center. Now online it's pretty split as to how people like or hate this
shit
belt.
Is ugly.
They don't like
look
it.
The same, just a different color.
Babe, it is. That's because it is, babe.
It's okay, but
also the Universal title has always been ugly, so like this is on brand.
I mean,
Universal title has never looked good.
Look, I'm a sucker.
Didn't he have a black title though at one point?
He does have it now. He has it
now.
Had
That's
the WWE championship.
He's been holding hostage.
Right.
No. I'm talking about back in the day. Wasn't there an all-black title?
No.
I could have thought there was an all-black title.
Originally, well, back in the day, the title, the strap was always black back in the day. When The Rock debuted the belt, it was black. But the background is where it's different. So this one has a gold background. The other one is black. So let me show you. The original WWE Championship looks like the one that's on the bottom. Okay. The new one is like the one that's on the top. So it's just the background is the only thing that has changed. Everything else is still the same.
It is ugly.
It's his belt. It ain't none of my fucking business. Okay. It's not my business.
You did so good with the Raw one, and then what the fuck?
I mean, they were online. They said it was lazy. They didn't like it. Compared to that blue belt, it looked better than that blue belt, in my opinion.
It's always been ugly. So that's why I don't like. Everybody was so distraught online. I said, I want someone to tell me when a Universal Championship looked good. You can't. So it's just, it is what it is. Just let it go. Let it go.
Favorite, but when it had the blue strap with it, it looked a lot better. Everyone tends to forget the Universal title was supposed to be a Raw title because
it was red.
Lego head Goro was keeping the other one, like hostage also. So they're like, okay, we'll come up with this belt for Raw. And then it wasn't until the draft showed up and whoever had it got drafted to SmackDown, and that's when they got the blue blue belt.
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Sucker. I love when titles.
Because he got like 4 different titles. Because he had that Fiend one.
Yeah.
And then they got the blue. I was like, what? I was like, come on now.
Anyway, I love when titles have like colored straps to them. Don't ask why, because I guess it's like a little different or whatever. But that red strap was very, very like garish. Like it was very saturated red, if that makes sense.
Not garish. We love a vocab word.
Like, you
Talk your shit, Alexis. We listening to you.
Period.
okay then. All right.
Go ahead.
Give us a vocab lesson.
You know what? I need a fucking drink. Where's my alcohol at?
You want some of mine? I got tequila and grapefruit.
Oh, that's why she cutting up. That's why. Lord have mercy.
Pineapple and coconut.
I have to work tomorrow, unfortunately. So I am not drinking, actually.
I mean, I gotta go to work tomorrow, but I'm probably gonna call out.
Well, good for you.
I wish I could call off, but I can't call off because my fucking kitchen manager is calling. Oh my god, that place.
Oh, jeez.
You know what? I'm off on Sunday. I only have to show up to work on Monday. Then I'm off 2 more days. Just gonna let it go.
God, that's some white girl. Oh shit! I haven't drank in 6 months. This is gonna be
always This is not normal. They always drink during the show.
I'm usually the one. No, I usually don't. I haven't really drank during a show in a while, actually.
No, but you used to be high.
Yeah.
That was Nicole's thing. She would just be high, and Alexis.
I know. I haven't. I need to go to the dispensary. I haven't been in like a month.
Alexis
I haven't had time.
I think Alexis stopped drinking during the show a couple years ago.
I stopped because I had a very strong White Russian one night, and then I went back and listened to the show, and I'm like, why the fuck did they not fire me?
Speaking of, I got some edibles.
See, Janae is uncontrollable. She's the only one.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
it is.
Like, well, looking at Heyman holding the blue strap, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks nice, but when it had the red strap, it looked weird. This looks like a toy.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not mad at the gold background. It's just right here in this light, it looks okay, but it's nothing to scream about. It's an okay looking belt. It's okay. It looks like the other belts he's had. Does it look better than Seth Rollins' championship?
Nope.
No.
Oh, and did you guys see that that's technically a new belt? Like a new, I mean, obviously we know it's a new belt. I'm talking about the heavyweight. Like he's the first owner of it.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Again, I've been very behind. I've been like working and all sorts of dumb shit. Well, not dumb shit, but like all sorts of shit. And I was like, oh, I wish they would have just restarted it. That was my only gripe.
Mm-hmm.
That was my only gripe. I really wish they would have just like restarted the belt because it's a heavyweight belt. Like just fucking restart it. I mean, not restart it, just start from where it was left off at.
Yeah. But they decided to do a new one. So
I don't know. It also kind of depends. Who was the last person that held that? Let me look that up.
Like Universal title doesn't.
Was it Randy?
I want to say it was Daniel Bryan for some reason.
It was Daniel Bryan, the World Heavyweight Championship?
I don't know. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
What? I feel like it was Randy, but I could be wrong.
I don't.
It might be Randy. Hold on.
Rico said, my favorite Nicole moment on the podcast was when she was dragging Lucha Dino for turning heel. And she said, the fucking evil dinosaur.
I hate Luchasaurus.
Christian, fucking up with Jungle Boy.
I hate Luchasaurus because I just feel like it's just fucking stupid. Like it's just a stupid fucking character. But I also hate it when that one girl was talking about this. Again, I will never, and I think a lot of people never let this girl live this down. Somebody always reminds her like at least once or twice a year about, I think when it was like a while, it was like very early on in AEW when people were, like, okay, like where's this fucking diversity they were talking about? And then she said something was like Brandy, and then like something, dinosaur. And she said it was joking, and then she said dinosaur, and we were like, girl, what?
Bitch, just say a dinosaur.
Like, I did not know dinosaurs were a minority. was a minority group. That was news to fucking me.
Janae, shut up. I hear you. Shut up.
What? I don't like Luchasaurus anyway, because he looked like an
Oh, it was
STD.
Randy Orton.
It was Randy. Nothing
I
tops
miss
Big
Randy.
Brother. I think they should have made the strap gold and the main plate white. Now, if the belt was on a white strap, I don't think it would look that bad.
IC title used to be on a white strap and it looked nice. But who's ever picking out the material and the texture for the background for the Universal title? That shit ain't
Triple
cut.
H. Because the last time that belt was white, Cody's the one who brought that old belt back.
Wasn't Ambrose the last guy to have the title with the white strap when him and the Miz were going back and forth?
No, because
but that title was
Miz
only
had it
brought
after
back
that.
because of Cody.
Yeah, but Miz had that strap stayed that way until it was either Nakamura or I believe it was Nakamura that got presented with that new belt.
Semi-recently.
Yeah, it was a few years ago.
Was it Sammy?
It was one of them. It was Sammy or Nakamura.
It was like low key recently.
Yeah,
it been white for a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked nice. I mean, they shouldn't have changed it. I still don't like that they changed it.
I'm still sitting here over the fact someone just said AEW has diversity, and the two people they used was Brandy and fucking Luchasaurus.
It was like a group of people, and I will never I don't even feel like looking for this tweet right now because I'm exhausted. But it's like, that's like also another reason why I just don't like Luchasaurus, and that's not necessarily like his fault, but like I lump him in with that, and it's also like your character is a fucking dinosaur. Like, it's not even funny. It's not camp. It's just fucking stupid. Like, it's just stupid. It's like stupid within wrestling in the worst possible way to me.
Well,
like, that's why I don't like it. Like, it's not entertaining. It's not funny. It's not camp. It's not like nothing. Like, it gives nothing but a green tongue. Like, you look weird. Like, go back to Comic-Con, my guy.
Damn.
It was Nakamura. It was Nakamura in 2020.
Good for that, though.
Well, you know.
Wasn't he suing AEW, though, for his mask?
Someone was suing him at AEW.
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, is he still in AEW?
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, they were trying to sue him. I'm not sure like what's going on with it, but they were trying to sue him because apparently he took the person made a mask and he took it from him and he's never given him credit or something like that.
Okay.
Wait, so he was a dinosaur when so he wasn't a dinosaur before AEW.
He was a
yes, but still, like, it wasn't good then. But it only worked shit because him and Jungle Boy, like, both of their dumbness within their characters canceled each other out. I'm not being funny. Like, I'm being serious. Like, the stupidness within both of their lack of character or characters literally canceled each other out, and I'm not even joking. Something about them rubbed together the right way and canceled the dumb shit out, so it worked.
Yeah.
But once they separated them,
it was horrible.
It's a mess. Both of them are a fucking mess. Because it makes Luchasaurus with Christian is dumb. It makes no sense. It's stupid.
I agree.
Like, neither of them does anything for the other person. It's just a waste of time for everybody. The cameraman, whoever set up the ring, Christian, Tony, even, literally, it's dumb. And then Jungle Boy, my God, cannot talk to save his life. And people try to say, and Tiffany can't talk as well. Tiffany Stratton also can't talk, but she's trying. Jungle Boy has been there too long, and for them to be going on and on about them being fucking pillars and he can't talk is insane.
Well, she got a point.
That is ridiculous. You are considered, and you are, quote unquote, supposed to be a pillar, which one of them should be Ricky Starks.
I agree.
If you want to be real about it.
But Ricky said he don't want that.
He's been there and he's been put on this pedestal and he's been giving all these, and he can't talk. Are you effing kidding me? Sammy Guevara can talk, and I don't even like that man.
Me either, but he can.
He can talk and he can wrestle.
And he
Fine.
can wrestle.
You know, whatever. And then MJF is MJF. And then Darby Allin, everyone knows he's my arch nemesis, but you know, he has a niche. And just like Jeff, that will get him to where he needs to go. But Jungle Boy is not it. I don't care what anybody says. He's not it. That is Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is the actual fourth pillar.
Ricky Starks don't even have to talk. He don't even have to wrestle. He could just come out there and stand in the ring, and people will go nuts for him.
I don't think Ricky Starks gonna stay there after his contract.
If I was him, I'd leave. I honestly don't think he's gonna stay either once his contract is up.
I think he's leaving.
I know, like, MJF makes jokes about it, but I also low-key think that he probably would go.
I think Ricky will leave before he will.
But I think he wouldn't go straight to WWE. I think he would, like, do movies or something for a second and then go to WWE. I think he would do some weird shit. He would do a swerve, as he should.
Oh, God. All right, y'all. So Roman had his celebration. He was presented with his brand new shiny title that is supposed to represent his WWE Universal Championship reign. He got his new belt. Congratulations. Now, they were supposed to have a whole bunch of security, but them security did not come out there. The Usos came out there. I don't know what happened, but them twins came out there. Now, it was a whole discord going back and forth. Jimmy was the one speaking. Jimmy told Roman that he crazy. He like, you crazy. You done lost your damn mind. We supposed to be family. We supposed to be brothers. My brother would never treat me the way you have been treating me. You put us down. You make us feel like we ain't shit. When all along we have been here this whole time. Now, Roman, of course, he laughed it off and he was like, well, you know what? I'm the tribal chief. I'm the one who made people chant Usos, bloodline. It's me. Everything that's going on around you right now is me, me, me. It's all me.
No, the people before him. Don't get it twisted.
Well, she right. Now, Jimmy told his brother Solo the truth. He said, you supposed to be my brother. But he said, if you're going to follow Roman, just know he going to do you the same way he did us. He going to chew you up and he going to spit you out. When he done with you, he going to drop you like a bad habit. I'm your brother. I'm here to protect you. I would never do that to you. Now, Roman laughed it off. He was like, okay, let Solo talk for himself. You ain't got to talk for him. He a grown man. He can talk for himself. Let him decide who he going to roll with. So he handed Solo the microphone. Solo said, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief, but these are my brothers. And he stood on the side with his brothers. And everybody was like, oh, shit, Roman all alone on that island, right? So it appeared, okay? Because as the storyline progresses, Jimmy is standing there, and it looked like he was finna take Roman out, but Jay stepped in the middle. And he said, we can't do this. We supposed to be family. Y'all ain't gonna do this. It looked like Roman was almost crying. Well, almost, okay? He's very much a narcissist and a master manipulator. But Jimmy told him straight up, okay, Jay Uso is right. Jay is right. We shouldn't be fighting. We should be doing this together. We should be working together as equals, not as you dominating over us like we some damn punks. You should be working with us to maintain this shit. We've been running this place since your time as a champion. We can do this still as a family together. Then they hugged and everybody screaming and hollering. And Roman said no. And that's when Solo grabbed Jimmy and hit him in his neck with that Samoan spike, laid out his brother, and Roman walked out the ring.
Bitch ass Umaga, great top dollar value bullshit.
Well, he did it. That's all that matters. He did it. And so Jay Uso did not pick a side. He knelt down to check on his brother to make sure Jimmy was okay. As they walked up to the ramp, Paul asked him, "What do we do about Jay?" Because this is Jimmy's excommunication. Okay, this is how you get X'd out of the group. He got blood in, it's blood out. Okay, that's the hood tactics. That's how you get jumped in. You get jumped in the game, and the only way out is you got to get jumped out or killed. He got jumped out. Okay, so they wondering what Jay gonna do. We right back to where we started right before when we had Sammy, the one who defected. Now we got Jimmy Uso and he's out, and Jay Uso have to decide if he gonna be down for his brother like 4 flats on the Cadillac, or if he gonna stay with the bloodline.
Jay's gonna be down. Roman, people tend to forget it's been a very long 3 years. The only reason Jay kowtowed to Roman in the first place was because he was threatening to injure Jimmy. And he didn't want him to hurt Jimmy more. He wanted his brother back so they could be a tag team. So, like, I don't know about y'all, because I don't really like my brother. But I wouldn't want
Sorry.
Get hurting my brother, you know? Like, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's weird. It's just like, he became Roman's lackey is because his brother was in danger, and then his brother showed up, and he just kind of fell in line, like, no questions asked or whatever. Not even a thank you for saving my ass from getting hurt more. Now it's like Jimmy's like, they did this. Like,
we're losing you. You're going in and out, Alexis.
Damn connection. Look, I'm not going through that whole shit again. Fuck that. Basically, that's his brother. He's gonna sign with his brother because his brother's the one. He said it at the fucking show. I'm doing what you should have done a long time ago. And I don't know about y'all, but that's sibling code for I don't care if this dude re-breaks my leg. You should have knocked him the fuck out.
Well,
and I think realize that.
I think Solo's gonna betray Roman somewhere down the line. I think he's gonna do it.
I mean, that's fair. What do you think, Nicole?
I just want it to be over. I mean, I think Jay needs to. Yeah, I'm all tired of everything. I'm tired of work. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of everything. At this point, it's like, Jay, you gotta be a man and fucking make a decision.
Facts.
Like, you need to. I understand because he's the one that got. I don't know. Is there a verb for getting Stockholm syndrome? But if there is, that's what happened to him first. And I understand it's hard to break the cycle. Roman would be a fantastic cult leader.
You ain't lying.
I love that for him. I wish he would use that. Because I'd be more okay with the shit that he does if he was a cult leader, to be completely honest. I would excuse a lot of things that he does if he was a cult leader.
I mean,
I don't know what that says about me.
Oh my God.
But
fascinating. So, I mean, your wheelhouse.
I love a good cult. I love it because he already got the jumpsuits.
Well, yeah.
You know, he's charismatic. He looks great.
Yeah, she right.
You looking. He got 3 the big things out. He got comfy clothes.
Yeah.
See what? But I feel like he wouldn't really even ask you to do, like, it's not like he would. I feel like he wouldn't even ask you to, like, you know, ant yourself or anything. Like, you would just have to be like, he would just, like, you know, go knock on your room at like 4:00 in the morning and be like, scream, acknowledge me. I'm like, oh, I acknowledge you. And then he'd be like, all right, you can go back to bed. Like, I feel like he would just do shit like that. Like, I feel like he would even, like, he wouldn't ask you to, like, you know, like, clean his house or clean his room or anything. Like, he wouldn't be asking you to watch the 10 million kids that he has. He, like, you know, already has I feel like he would just do like that weird, just like do weird shit like that every once in a while, or then like make you watch like highlight reels of him, which isn't that bad.
Oh, it is very bad.
If for free food and accommodations and comfy clothes,
I am not doing that. No.
come on now.
Y'all are insane. Fucking insane.
You ain't gotta pay no bills.
So
the Wi-Fi is free and it's great.
Yeah, but you can only see what he wants you to see.
I feel like he would give you like windows. You know how you had time like free reading and like high school.
Oh,
and like when you're younger, like there would be like free internet range. Like it'd be like from times to whatever you got to do what you want. That wasn't like tribal chief centered. And I'm okay with that. That limits my time on TikTok.
And you get like an extra hour or something.
Yeah,
y'all ain't shit.
I'm serious. Like that's not even that bad.
That is bad.
No, it's not.
I told you.
I mean, they could have no internet.
When you are literally considering joining a cult or running down the good qualities of a cult, life is whooping your ass at that moment.
I mean, you get fed.
No, Janae.
Pig ain't it?
They Samoan, it's probably barbecues. It's like it's a group effort. Yeah. Come on now, stop it.
Please stop justifying the Roman race cult, please.
You got a roof over your head, and the family's roll deep. So
Janae!
a bunch of y'all anyway. So you're not gonna be bored.
And that's not even that bad. Y'all are being dramatic.
Yeah, y'all
do
it too much.
Man's ass who constantly has to ask me to acknowledge him. You know what that means to me? Small dick.
That's fine. I don't want to see his penis. I don't have to worry about that.
If that's
I get free food and Wi-Fi. That's
housing, Wi-Fi, clothing.
Yeah.
I acknowledge you.
It does not take much to entice y'all, does it? It don't take nothing.
And y'all
know how much it costs to live in this economy? Hell no.
Ever.
I feel like he wouldn't even have you do manual labor. He would make Jay do it. He would make Jay and Paul Heyman do everything.
I can't. I can't do
Solo
it.
stands in the corner staring at you.
Well, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So you're just literally there to be there.
You good.
Y'all ain't shit.
I mean, I can do my own.
Dead ass. You would make Jay do everything.
Hold on, I'm gonna join Schism.
You'd be like, hey, do you need me like mow the lawn? He'd be like, no, don't worry about it. Jay's doing it.
Fucking Don said, well, sign me up. You know what?
And you'd be like, hey, do you need me to take the trash out? No, that's fine. I'm gonna have Jimmy do it. Don't worry about it.
Be like, you're tribal chief. I'm hungry. All right, well, go tell Jay to go make you something.
Go tell Jay to go in the kitchen.
Y'all know what? Let's move on.
Y'all
ain't shit.
No, because you're mad because we're making the very valid points.
Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't, and you know you ain't.
And if you think about, like I said, they run in packs. So if anyone try to jump you, you got like 100 of them at the house.
Oh my god!
You also get jumped by 100 angry Samoans. Figure that one out. Do you want to die that way?
I don't. They can go. I'm not going with them. They want to go to Roman's Cole. They want to go to Roman's Cole and go live on that island of relevancy. Be my guest, babe. I will send you some postcards from the mainland and everything like that. But I'm not going. That's all right.
I ain't finna get jumped by nobody. I acknowledge them. They gonna get jumped by somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool.
I'm not doing that. Level Up came on after SmackDown, and they had 3 matches announced. Kiana James went up against this little girl here. Her name is Kaylani something. I don't know her last name, but Rico probably do. She had a match tonight. Oro Mensah went up against
I think who got the blue raspberry Kool-Aid lips?
I wanted that lipstick color from NYX, but I don't think I'm more now.
Jesus.
Hey, whatever happened to what is her name? Circus Soleil. Soleil Dead? What? Solar power?
Are you talking about Soul Ruka?
There we go. Soul Ruka.
Are you fucking serious, Janae?
You need to go to bed.
What?
Janae, do you know how many names you ran through that was not even close to that woman's name?
I have been watching wrestling because I work and go to school.
You call her Solar Power and Solar Dad.
I would call it
There's
from
a
now on.
soul in it.
Janae.
There is a soul in it, so I was at least close.
Soul Ruka is injured. She has a torn ACL. She is going to be out for quite some time.
Oh, damn, she's dope.
Yes, she is.
She's like literally all the other people who have ACL.
Just about everybody that is out that's injured right now.
Who's on the left?
Kiana James is on
That's
the left.
Kiana.
Kaylani Jordan is on the right.
That's one of them new girls from the PC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so that's.
Did you see the new ones that they just signed, like the new ones?
Yeah.
That's that one where he was on January 6th.
Oh God, I don't think he's gonna make it. If we're being fair, everybody that come in the next in line program don't always make it through the program. Okay.
Maybe one or two. That's
all right. So we got Kiana versus Kalani. We got Oro Mensah going up against Quincy. And then we have
he still work there?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Wait a minute, who that? He kind of cute though.
Ooh,
this
who is this?
This is Tank and Hank, and then you have Lima and Price.
Don't worry about the white man.
Tank and Hank.
Tank and Hank are on the left. Tank and Hank are on the left. Lima and Price are on the right.
Who's the
one is the one who would be wrestling in in regular clothes.
Who's the dude with the tattoos and the hair? Because hey,
his name is Price. That is Price. Or actually, no, that's Lima, and then the other guy is Price. I'm sorry.
Lima can get it.
Let me make sure. Let me confer with Rico. Rico, did I get the names right?
One of them is Price.
Wrong. Yeah. Gets mad when you get them wrong, babe. They got a new dude in NXT recruits that they debuted. I was like, oh, he fine. He light skinned and cute. I like him. Let me go follow him.
Yeah, them new recruits they got. So here they go with another Nigerian. I said, they love them fucking Nigerians. Jesus.
They do.
They gotta meet the quota.
That's a big boy, though.
I don't know where this quota came. I don't know where this quota started from because I feel like every 6-7 months they find a Nigerian from somewhere.
Yeah, they do.
I'm like, do y'all got like a notification somewhere?
She said,
like a Google alert.
Rico said the guy with the braids coming down his face name is Bronco Lima.
Ooh, I ride the hell out of him. Ride him like a bronco.
That's Bronco Lima, and the other guy's name is Price, but Rico said he forgot his name.
I don't care about Price. I'm looking at Liam over here.
They both cute.
Yeah, but Bronco.
I like his name. Bronco's a cute name.
Tank and Hank, might end up being something. I'll give them like 8 months.
I think they will be something too. I think they're gonna be the next tag team champions.
They're gonna be the next what's their names? Heavy Machinery.
Back up.
Oh yeah, that's cute. Heavy Machinery.
Could have just kept Heavy Machinery, but hey.
Yeah, they could have. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, baby. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
But I mean,
that's on Level Up, and we know that they came on right after SmackDown, so you would have had to watch it on Peacock. And they usually don't put that up until next month, so you be missing the shows if you don't immediately tune in to Peacock and watch Level Up right.
Or you watch it on Hulu.
Yeah. She said, they said y'all can't have them because they done already claimed them as their men's. Donnie told me to tell y'all, back up.
You have Damian Priest. Shut the fuck up.
Who? Janae on my wavelength because I want to giddy up on Bronco. That's what Rico said.
Period.
Lamar said they gonna make Country Time heal because of them.
Not Country Time Pink Lemonade.
He talking about Briggs and Jensen.
Brooks and Dunn. No.
Yeah, they're gonna make them heal, which is fine. That's fine. I don't care.
We can call them two dudes Mountain Dew because they look like they drink Mountain Dew.
He said, "I'm just glad y'all finally seeing Bryson Montana. Is that the boy in the WWE Recruits video, that light skinned boy? Cause he fine."
Wait, who Bryson Montana?
Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can get it on the Twitters.
He gonna be my new daddy?
He might be if you like him light bright.
You know, Mars do. Ooh.
Okay, see now you didn't have to go there.
Can't even hear stuff now, girl. Why do you that?
I miss Maj. I miss him.
Oh, he said Bryson is the thickums.
Wait, what?
Okay, hold on. You might have to check the group chat. Rico, send it in the group chat so she can see him. If you can check it today, go on and check the group chat.
Hold on. Let me pull out my other phone.
Yeah, do that.
I got three of these motherfuckers.
Okay, so y'all can see because they probably gonna flag me for this anyway. But anyways, I ain't got the sound on. But y'all can see these are the new NXT recruits. This is the Nigerian guy that Nicole was talking about. She said they got to meet their quota. His name is Ezekiel.
Is that the Nigerian dude?
Yeah, he one of them.
Ezekiel Balengan. My name is Ezekiel Balengan from Nigeria.
Janae, please.
This little fucking Cameron Grimes ass motherfucker.
Right. He's a weird ass looking dude.
Oh my god, he has a mullet.
This guy's name
I
is
can't
Black.
stand. I can't stand him already. I see he's been on the screen for 10 minutes. I like this guy for some reason. He's ugly, but I really like this guy.
His name is
I don't know.
Hunter Smallback.
He got
like a porn star's name.
Yeah, he's a little ugly, but I don't know.
Ew.
Like
I think he's gonna be good.
Nah,
I don't.
quite.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be good.
This right
Something
here, this
about
the
him.
one. He's fine.
Oh,
He's fine,
damn.
babes.
oh.
Goddamn.
He looked like every other football player.
I don't give a damn. He's fine. He's fine.
Oh, goddamn.
He looks like running back from whatever, from
We got
any
another Nigerian.
AFC.
Yeah, there's two of them in this class, baby. His name is Kevin Robertson.
My name is Kevin Robertson from Nigeria.
No. And he only got
Wait
two
a minute.
girls in this one.
No, there's
I don't
three.
like her already.
It's three?
There's three.
Oh.
It's her. There's this other girl who's I like this girl.
Three.
Throw me over your shoulder and
Her.
carry.
This
That's
girl.
the other girl.
She looks kind of boring, and I
don't
like
think
the
she
other girl
is.
too.
And
She
I
looks
like
like
the
someone's
other
She
girl
looks
is black.
boring as hell.
The other
That's
girl
a soccer
black.
mom.
Look how she look. Look. See, it's got all the personality in the world.
Yes.
Look at her blonde. Boom, bam.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we go back to soccer mom so we can ask why she's there?
I don't know because I don't like her.
Look at her. She looked like a soccer mom. Like,
she's
oh my
giving
God, I
very
got
much
this for
pageant
me.
queen. I don't get it.
Like, I was a pageant queen in middle school, so like, respect the vibes.
What I
You got
think
a
of that.
long face. Don't worry about
Speaking
that
of
face.
pageant queens, does anybody watch Vanderpump Rules?
No, I haven't watched it.
You know I don't watch ballads.
But we all done seen the scandals, honey. What's his name? Tom, that dude Tom, and what's her name? Ariana? Is it their names?
No, it's two people who have way too much money for their own damn good, and they don't do anything for me, so I don't give a shit.
I mean, he cheated on her, and everybody was running around on TikTok talking about it. But from my understanding, she was cheating with him on his other girlfriend.
So I'm gonna break it down because I got the research on it. So his other girlfriend that she started dating, well, whenever the timeline they started dating, the girl and him were that. It was what's her name? I think her name's Kristen. She was she's friends with Ariana now. She was with her when she found out that Sandoval was cheating on her. So she was like, they weren't like serious. They were just like messing around or whatever. But she just like got it. It was just like stupid. It's like, but it's also like a service industry thing. Like a lot of like, you can be like dating someone, quote unquote, but it's like you say you're dating someone, but you're not even really dating them. You're literally just fucking them when you guys aren't working, and then you just go out to get drinks. But it's like in your
Friends with
minds, in a certain aspect, like it's somewhat dating, but it's not, because you're not even doing anything real. It's just like convenience.
Yeah.
But the girl, Raquel or Rachel, whatever she wants to call her name, but it's just so fascinating to me because it's like she literally, like, this girl was your best friend or like
Yep,
one
she
of your
was.
best friends, and you literally is like, and she like knows this couple, like she's literally like, she went out, like spent like their anniversary with them, like you know them very, very well, and this is someone who will like literally defend you all the time against so many people, and she like couldn't even like fix herself to like look sad or drop a tear. I was like, that bitch got something wrong upstairs, because you are not, no, I'm being like dead serious, like it's almost scary. Like she'll be watching and like she's like, everyone's crying and like upset, and she's like, oh wow, like
She a
I
sociopath.
didn't think she'd like be that upset, because I was gonna talk to her. Like, oh, girl, what is going on up there?
I'm telling you, she a sociopath.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's legitimately a sociopath. I was like, something is like legitimately wrong with her. And like, apparently she's been in treatment in Texas since then. I was like, treatment ain't gonna do nothing but teach her how to hide being a sociopath. Like, that's all it does for people like that. It does not fix them, it just teaches them how to hide it better.
But that's why it was a scandal, because it was her best friend that was sleeping with her boyfriend.
Yeah, and it was like, and they're all like really good friends, and like,
and they were hanging out. Like it was a big thing.
Yeah,
it was everywhere. It was all over TikTok for months. It was all over Twitter.
Yeah,
I was just like, who is
I like
this?
remembered when it happened, but once the review, like the reunion came out, because I never watched the show. I just started watching the show. I literally watched the finale, and I've been watching the reunion. And people are like, you got it started from the first episode, so I ain't doing all that. This is all I need to know about this show right now. Until
them people at that reunion was acting ghetto as hell. I was like, ooh.
It is. It's fantastic. Like,
that was ghetto. I was like, oh. I was like, finally, the real housewives.
They would even. He sat down and they started ripping into him. Nasa, I know that's fucking right.
They
stay
tore
on his neck. That's what they did.
Him and
stayed on his neck for 10 hours. Stayed on his neck. Andy was tired. He was tired of them.
Andy was like, can you stop talking so we can get a word out? He was like, no. I was like, oh shit.
I was like, you better go just have someone blow you up a cut, Andy, because I don't know why you thought she was going home tonight.
But it was her best friend. It was her best friend that slept with him. And it wasn't no one-time thing. It was for a minute.
It was for, and that's when like she finally comes out. They're supposed to find out the length of time, because that's the one thing like both of them have been very dodgy on confirming.
I think it's been over a year.
I think it's been a year. I think, and I also think that she fucked the other Tom too.
Damn, she's just out here hoeing.
I love how rich people think they're so much better, but they're just as,
They're not even rich. They just work at.
They just work at Vanderbilt's.
Yeah, they're not even rich. Like, they're literally a bunch of like there's just service industry who work at a high-end restaurant / bar. Like they're only rich because of this show. Like, they're just very regular ass people.
Which, and to be honest, I don't think they're necessarily rich, but I do think they live above the poverty line.
Yeah, I think they have. Yeah, they have a good extra income, but that's what I like. That's what I kind of really like about the show. What I like so far from what I see, because it's literally it's just very heightened service industry problems. Like, literally, if you went into any restaurant right now, like, that same shit would be going on.
which I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's not.
It's close quarters. It's a small place. You're only going to be around these. You're being around these people for more than 8 hours a day. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, it's intense service industry problems. So that's why I enjoy it, because it's not work drama that I have to deal with.
You get to just watch it.
Yeah, I just
Fair.
watched it.
All right. So we do what we normally do. We went off on a tangent for a little bit. We're going to bring it back. So we talked about
Bret
SmackDown.
Hart.
SmackDown is over. We're going to get into Bret Hart. So Bret Hart, I am not clear as to when he said this, just to make sure everybody knows. I'm not clear as to when he said this. Just know that he said it, okay? So Bret was being interviewed somewhere, and basically what he said was, I literally roll my eyes at how pathetic wrestling is today. Now, to be fair, we don't know the context of how he said this, what he said before, and what he said after. Okay. So before we get into it, I'm gonna get Tears of comments in here. Hold on. Tears said, I don't think the show should still be on after Kristen and Stassi intentionally lied on that black girl. Oh, that was a big scandal that I do remember. That was a lot. And nobody stood up for her. And they had the receipts from the show. And they still... I'll get into that another day. Yeah, I already know that. We saw it on the show on SmackDown. If you didn't watch it, Damian Priest accepted Seth Rollins' challenge. This all went down on Twitter, so it didn't happen on SmackDown. It was announced on SmackDown that they're having a title shot. But if you're on Twitter and you follow them or you follow that kind of wrestling content, you would have seen it on Twitter. All right. She said, I also don't know how Ariana is getting endorsement deals for the sake of being cheated on. Tears of baby, that's her business. Okay. If she want to monetize it and make it her brand, that's her business. That's not something I would monetize and make my brand, but she gonna get to the bag somehow. I don't think she monetizing being cheated on, but I do think she's using people's how can I put it? People's defense of her, and they're siding with her to monetize and make money off of. But that's her business. To me, it really don't matter because I don't watch the show. I just saw that and I wanted to understand what was going on because I'm nosy. But other than that, I can give less than a damn. This is white people problems, okay?
Yeah. And honestly,
people like this and I like this.
I was her, honestly.
We lost her. When Nicole come back, I'll let her finish her thought.
This is rice giving people problems.
Because it's not. I'm just relishing in the fact that it's a bunch of white people on TV acting real ghetto. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's all I care about. And I do agree with Nicole. It is a service industry issue. It's not just the show. This happens in many industries. It happens in the industry we talking about. In wrestling, shit. Just about all them niggas cheated on their wives.
Was cutting out. Yeah. Okay, so my thing is, and then we can obviously move on to the Bret Hart thing. My thing is, if you're gonna publicly humiliate me that severely, and I have an option to monetize to make myself money, I will do that.
Gotta get that bag.
Yeah, because it's not
that's her business.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Again, I don't, regardless of whoever, I don't know the girl, but it's I don't that sucks to get cheated on, especially someone that you've been with for literally almost a decade. And it's if you can make money off of it, it's her, because not she didn't make that man cheat on her. He's damn near 40 years old and can't settle down. Obviously, he has tons of issues.
It's a mess.
Yeah, and
Real
she
talk,
just
it's a
living her
mess.
life, getting a bag. I mean, I do the same thing.
All right. So Bret Hart said, and I quote, "I really roll my eyes at how pathetic wrestling is today. I have a problem with the way the old heads act and react when it comes to the new form of wrestling, or what they call the new form of wrestling. And I have an issue with how fans act and react when it comes to wrestling as well. And I think that oftentimes we're not watching it we're not watching it as a show, and it kind of irks me a little bit because people immediately jump to the conclusion of this was trash, it was stupid, instead of kind of letting things marinate a little bit and then rolling with the story, right? We don't get that opportunity to enjoy it because as soon as you get on social media, it's immediately shit on, especially coming from WWE. Bret Hart is one of those people that consistently does it, and it's a direct attack on guys like Xavier, on guys like Kofi and Big E. It's always an attack on just about everybody who's involved with up, down, down specifically. It's a direct attack on non-wrestling wrestlers, people like Ronda, people like the celebs who come in and do well when they come in, like Bad Bunny, and Logan Paul, whether you love him or hate him, he does well in the ring. Like, it's a direct attack on them. And I don't understand why wrestling can't be different and come in all different shapes and sizes, why it has to be this cookie cutter space. Because if we're being fair, when I was a kid and Bret Hart was around, the only thing I remember him for was the way that he looked. I don't remember him having much personality at all. I remember Natalia's father being the standout of their group. Wrestling wise, Bret Hart's always been great. Nobody's going to take that from him. But character wise, the villains are what put him up on this pedestal. And that's what made him look great. And I always felt like you have to, it's either you evolve or you die out. And while he's a legend, he's never going to go away. He's an icon in many people's eyes, which is fine. It's just like wrestling has to change. And in order for us to be entertained, these new aspects of wrestling have come in. After his era, you had the Attitude Era, which was a melting pot of just mess. But it was entertaining TV. They took Jerry Springer shit and put it on television and put it in wrestling, which it was fun to watch. I'm not going to lie. It was fun, but Bret Hart shit on that too. He shit on that, and he's shitting on this that we're getting now. And I just feel like after a while, we deserve to be able to watch TV and watch it. Like, nobody does that with other television programs. It happens when you don't like things that you see on TV, but it doesn't get picked apart as much as wrestling does. Like, wrestling is always, it's just a nitpick, nagging sport when it comes to the fans and to some of these old head wrestlers, and it's just annoying. And I just want to be able to watch the show in fucking peace.
I have a problem. Oh, this shit's starting to kick in, so this is gonna be fun. I have a problem with all these old fucking guys coming in, whining, crying, complaining because it's the locker room's changing, the locker room's evolving. Because how many times have we heard horror stories, whether it's from guys doing interviews or Dark Side of the Ring, drugs were running rampant, violence was running rampant, everybody was like fucking somebody's wife. Like, I get why, I mean, it was a shitty thing to do, but like Macho locking away or locking Miss Elizabeth at a locker room to make sure like no one messed with her, you shouldn't have to do that when your wife is at work, dude. You should be able to feel safe. And people are bringing their kids now. It's a family thing. Like Cody has that thing for like him, Randy, and Liberty to travel in. And it's not just WWE, AEW guys. They do the same thing too. Their families are back there. I mean, I'd rather work in a place where the one to worry about is Mox's kid screaming for some reason than walking in wondering if someone high off their fucking ass is going to shoot me just for the hell of it.
Well,
because I looked at him wrong. And I said it in the last episode, but I think guys like Hogan like a long time. Going back to like even like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe have said that they've had to deal with shit, you know, when they were in Impact or anywhere they went. And it was always like a lot of what's the term that fraternities use? A lot of hazing and like people just being after you guys. And when there was no need for it. And now you have men and women and people of all walks of life in that locker room. So what? Like guys play video games to like chill out because they're about to go put on a 30-minute solid match and their bodies are going to get wrecked and they're making money from doing it. Like who does not want to play video games no matter how shitty we are? How many of us would love to sit on our ass and play video games and get money while even still doing our actual job?
Shit, I would love to do that.
I would. You would just see me die in God of War a lot, but I mean, hell, it'd be something. It's just, I don't get it. Like, I feel bad with all these old heads. And I really want to, like, I really do say some shit sometimes where I'm just like, you're really putting yourself in that category of sad old men. And I remember Shayna's tweets when Undertaker was like, oh, you know, back in my day, we carried guns. And she's like, well, I carry a gun. You want to go? Like, you know, Shayna Baszler is one of the most badass women in that locker room. So I wouldn't piss her off, but I have a feeling, I know that even if me and Shayna don't get along work-wise, she's not going to pull her fucking out on me and shoot me because I, quote, looked at her wrong.
Well.
And I hate it when they're just like, oh, all the guys are too pretty nowadays. Bitch, everybody is attracted to somebody. You're not going to tell me Shawn Michaels, who would always get the loudest reactions from women, was not a fucking pretty boy?
He was all right.
I mean, like back in the day, you know, but like Jeff Hardy, pretty boy for us. Like everybody likes wrestlers for different ways. We are attracted to things. I am weirdly attracted to Eddie Kingston. Don't ask. I don't know why. I just find the man very nice to look at. Okay.
I do. I know why. It's the New York. It's the New York.
But I mean, it's just like everyone's like, oh, he's a pretty boy. So whether you spend an extra 5 minutes on yourself because you're going out on national TV and you don't want to look like garbage. Because not only is this stuff being shown on TV, it's going to be all over the internet, whether it's YouTube or social media or some way, shape, or form. It's going to get shared. I don't want to look like trash going out in front of people, whether it's 5,000 people or 5 people. I don't want to look hideous. I want to look nice. I mean, hell, my husband, God bless his soul, he still wears the same fucking cargo pants style shit that he used to wear back in high school. But when we're going out, he takes at least 15 extra minutes to make sure his hair's nice, or like what guys do to groom himself. There's nothing wrong. And if he thinks he's getting lucky that night, he takes an hour. But that's the time.
Period, Daryl. Period.
I don't get it why they are so mad. Because if let's just take the podcast, for example, okay?
Yeah.
We know there's some great out. I mean, just from the podcast and the people who we interacted with, whether it's good or bad, and we don't want to admit it, but when we started Down for the Count, we were one of the very few podcasts that were all women.
True.
I don't want to say we're trailblazers or OGs or whatever, because I don't feel I could handle that kind of labeling. I'm like, hey, yeah, we started this. And we have single-handedly seen the bullshit that goes on when it comes to wrestling journalism, or how people react when non-cis, heteronormative white men watch wrestling.
Still watching it, if we're being fair.
Yeah. Not every, and every different walks of life watches wrestling. It's just not one group. When we finally hang up doing the podcast, whenever that's going to be, I want to be able to look back and see that there's more, you know, LGBTQ wrestling podcasts, more women podcasts, more, you know, people who you normally don't think who watch wrestling. I want to be able to be like, you know what? We started it. We fixed some of the problems. Now they got the baton. They're going to run with it, and they're going to do what we couldn't do. That's what you're supposed to do when you're an old head. I'm not saying I'm old, even though I dyed my hair last night to cover some gray hair, but that's besides the point.
It's fire, by the way. It's a beautiful color, and she was acting weird about it, but it looks amazing.
It looks great.
It does.
You guys get what I'm saying, though? It's like we're supposed to set the example for the people coming in. We're not gonna be doing unless we get paid for it. But like when we're like 50, 55, we're not gonna be doing this. But I'm pretty sure there'll be somebody, people like girls like us in their 30s talking to their friends, and then one day one of their friends is like, let's start a podcast. Okay,
Why we can't be in our 50s on the podcast? What's wrong with that?
Huh?
Why we can't be in our 50s doing the podcast?
For an example, okay?
Okay, I'll let you go with your example. My bad. I'm sorry.
But like when I'm doing this, get tired of doing the podcast and all that stuff. That's what I mean. We should be able to look at the people who are coming in, and they're the ones who are going to take the baton, take the torch, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They're the ones that are going to run with it. And they've learned through us. It's like watching your kids grow up. Your kid watches you go through life and what you do. And by the time your kid leaves the house, it's up to you as a parent to make sure they know how to fucking function in real life.
Fair.
And then you see it and you're just like, you know what? And you see your kid doing things that you never thought you would do. And you sit there and you're like, you know what? I did good. You know, and like they're there for help because, you know, they need someone who's done it before as help. But you got to let them live their own life. But I think it's just mad because he's not like all these old guys. Sorry, I'm drunk. The shit's really strong. I haven't drank in like 6 months.
Oh boy.
But no, I think they're just mad because we don't need them anymore. Like it's great out and they get their little pops or whatever, but that's all they are now. They're not the main attraction. And deep down with all these guys, and I'm going to throw in a couple of women because Alondra Blaze has been getting on my damn nerves the last couple of days.
Yeah. Facts.
But like Alondra Blaze, yes, she got screwed over by the WWE. I'm not saying she did, but was a trailblazer. And now we see it was weird for a few years, but now you see the women who are in WWE.
But also, has to go. This was literally just on NXT, like fucking.
What?
I mean, yeah.
It's just, I mean, no, but you know what I also think a lot of this has to do is a lot of the IWC, because a lot of fuckers can't let go either, because you always them and they, am I making sense? Holy shit. But you see them and they're like, we want to bring back the Attitude Era. We want the Ruthless Aggression Era. We want old school CW. Bring back Real Impact. Why? They had look, original ECW was something special, and you can never fucking copy what that was. At that time, for weirdos and freaks and people like me who wanted to get into wrestling but knew for a damn fact WWE would never take my ass, ECW, same way for Daryl has said it, my best friend Jared has said it, we were all going to be an ECW. That was the only place we could see ourselves being in. That's what made it special. WCW was special. But everyone who's sitting up here screaming to bring back the Attitude Era, go back without rose-colored glasses and watch the Attitude Era. Yes, while there was the rise of Stone Cold, rise of The Rock, the Corporation, D-Generation X, all that stuff, you know how much trash you have to wade through to actually get to something good?
They literally were wrestling God. Just let that sink in. They literally had a wrestling match where God was the opponent.
And I used to be one of those people until I really started to watch through. I said, this is terrible.
Yes.
A ruthless aggression era is better than attitude era, but
I'm almost done with my rant, but it's just like I go back and I look at this shit and I'm like, why the fuck did my parents let me watch this? Like,
Because it was at the time. At the time everybody was watching it.
I know, but it's just like now I'm like as a parent and I'm like really watching what my kid's watching, and I'm just like, why the hell did I? Because you know what it was? I would have probably ended up watching it behind their back anyway. But it's still awkward when it's like hot lesbian action and your mom is sitting right there watching it with you, and you're just like, oh, that's awkward. But a lot of that.
Oh, that was Bischoff that used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the lesbians, and literally that's what it said. Like they didn't even have fucking name; it just said the lesbians.
Just the lesbians.
And good looking.
Teresa said, I think they're a little jealous, maybe envious of the fact that these guys are smarter and work smarter, not harder. There are other ways they are getting income aside from wrestling because they're smart enough to know that they can't wrestle forever.
And I agree, like 100%. That thinks that's the issue. Like a lot of these motherfuckers, like once they get a certain age, we're not going to see them in no fucking cons or nothing, or nothing. Maybe every once in a while if they feel like it, but they're not going to be doing like that same con circuit, the same like one last match gimmick. They're just gonna sit their asses at home.
As a prime example, this happening in real time right now. Please explain to me how him and Jay Lethal are going up against FTR for the AEW tag titles.
Yeah,
they so
like what I was saying
Jay
about
Lethal been wrestling for 499 years.
Pharaohs in Egypt. He's on the fucking.
He was wrestling when he was a slave. Like, what is this?
Jesus!
No, oh my god.
Nicole!
Like there's so many factors because there's people on the IWC that just can't let go. And these are also the same people who claim that they want something different, but they will sit there and take the same character rehashes again and again and again. I'm sorry, but there's so many times that I can watch a blonde mean girl with a bitchy attitude before it's just like dime a dozen for me. She's nothing special. I don't like that.
That's fair. I'm not that I understand and agree with. I don't like the gimmick either. So that's why I just was like, whatever. Tiffany's at the top of the mountain now. If that's what you wanted, you could have put Kiana up there. She would have worked as a heel champion, in my opinion. If you needed a heel champion, Kiana would have been fine.
I don't know.
Is that they'll
she was a transitional champ.
They'll scream for someone new because it's the shiny toy syndrome. They'll scream for somebody new, but they'll find like someone else. They're like, oh wait, here's spoon-fed mediocrity bitch number 2653 with the same gimmick, and everyone's just yay. Meanwhile, the person with the actual individuality gets overstepped, or they're like, oh, she sucks, they're not good enough, blah blah blah. So I think there's a lot of factors into why people, and I'm gonna admit it, wrestling to me is not getting fun to watch anymore. Because it's the same shit spit out over and over again, and people are afraid to try new things because it's the same thing that Tiff said. Everybody shits on something that they're trying new right away, and it may come out shit. But these are also the same people claiming they want new shit, but they'll cling to the old shit, and in 3 months, they'll get sick of the old shit and want the new shit again. Holy shit, drinking strong.
Janae, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
She's just sitting there. She hasn't said a word. What
like
do you?
A fucking zombie.
Darkness, I and the blood of her enemies. Oh, thank you, Rico.
Janae, you're the only one who has, you've got the outside looking in type of thing going for you right now, because you haven't been involved as much as we have. So you're a little bit far removed from it. So what do you see? What do you think?
I mean, I think I'm okay with wrestling evolving. I think that's something that needs to happen. What I don't like is the fact that people take wrestling maybe a little too seriously. Like the storyline, it's not real. Like they didn't hurt your grandmother, so you don't have to be like, I hate you with my life. It's supposed to be something fun to watch, and I feel like a lot of fans ruin it for everybody, for the majority.
I don't know who said this, and I need to get off here soon, so I'm like getting really tired. Someone said no one hates wrestling more than wrestling fans.
That's true.
And I 100% agree with that. And that's the same thing. It's like, like what you like or this what you like. Like, my thing is like, I watch it as much as I can on, like, what I can. And, like that's the same thing. Like, even people who are, like, hardcore AEW fans are like, it's, like, boring now. So that's why I'm excited, like, actually, like, happy that, like, Collision is happening. Because I've been said that. I was like, if that show is better than Dynamite, I'm not watching Dynamite anymore. I'm just going to watch Collision.
I mean, you can tell that when it comes to AEW because they used to post, well, I'm not saying they don't post good
But
numbers.
also, they got all the people, I don't want to call them rejects because I think they're talented people, sans Phil. But, like, I call it, like, the people who can't work with the people on the main show. Like, that's literally what it is.
Yeah, they're basically splitting everybody
the people
up.
It's the people who do not get along with the main people on the show.
Which I get
so
why
it's
he's
like,
doing
obviously,
that, but I also
so you got,
think,
like, the Thunder Rosas.
Yeah.
I also think in hindsight that may not be a good idea. I feel like
I don't know. I think it'll be okay because they're gonna have. They
do. I mean, they need. Well, I mean, but honestly, if you think about it, I mean, WWE sort of has, like, a split audience.
They do.
There's people who literally just watch. There's a lot of people who literally all they do is watch SmackDown.
And there's people who just watch NXT.
Who watch NXT. You got a lot of people who watch, like, Raw and NXT or Raw and SmackDown, but they do not watch NXT. Like,
I'm more on the lines of, like, he's people that don't like each other. He's like not the actual TV show, just like the people that he's splitting up. Like, I feel like somewhere down the line, something's gonna happen.
I mean, honestly, they're going to be on such different schedules. So there's, like, not. It's not like where it's Rampage, where it's like they're going like Rampage, where it's like it gets filmed the same day. Like, they're going to be on completely. It's going to be like a Raw SmackDown. They're not going to the same places. So that's why
Phil's the head of that show. It seems like Phil is going to be the one in charge of that show.
Yeah, like, they're not. It's not like they're going, like, airing right after each other. Like, they're going to different places.
Well, let us pray.
I think it'll work out because I think they'll have
honestly,
this is
the one of the decisions that I actually feel good about for them. This is one of the few decisions they've made in the past year and a half that I felt like was a good decision.
As long as Phil doesn't make it about himself, they'll be fine.
You know what's gonna happen.
They'll be fine. I think he's learned his lesson.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, even though Dr. Phil said don't do that. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
6 months to fuck around.
Yeah, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think at the
I'll
bottom,
give him the benefit now until I see a couple shows.
Yeah, like at the bare minimum, I think he wants to succeed, and I think he knows that this is his last shot. So the first year he's going to be fine.
Yeah, maybe after that, we'll probably might have some issues again. But you know what? As long as it has a good year run, But like I said, it should air. It should have been airing in the morning. I don't know why no one pitched that. I don't know why
It's
that
Saturday
wasn't
night, right?
considered.
It's a
That would have
Saturday
been
night
my
show.
goal.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of
Saturday
people are
night. I was
out,
like, that's
especially
the
summertime.
dumbest.
I
Yeah,
mean, everybody goes out on
summertime,
Saturdays.
worst possible.
Hmm.
If it was in the winter, I think like fall, winter, I think it'd be fine. But in the summertime, really,
So as they
people are
have
outside.
Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
And they've cut
Honestly,
Elevation and Dark. Those shows don't exist anymore.
I would, if it was up to me, and it may not be, I would switch Collision with the Rampage. If Collision is going to be your secondary big show like Dynamite,
Yeah, it
then I
should
would
be
put
on
that on
Friday.
Friday, and then
Well,
put
they may
Because
switch it. They may end up switching it if it does
I
well.
hope they do, because Rampage is just taped after Dynamite. All it is, it's basically a
It's
205
that,
live. If you want to
yeah,
be
it's that
for real about
overflow.
it,
Hmm.
it's an overflow show. It's basically a 205 live. Just put it on fucking Saturdays, pre-recorded anyways.
Put it on in the morning, like Nicole said, you'll get better ratings.
I mean, if it's pre-recorded show, honestly, ratings don't necessarily matter too much.
I mean, does
A
that also
pre-recorded wrestling show.
does that include like DVR and like how you can like pull up TV by like asking you can talk and be like, "Fuck, I'm not gonna survive Ohio." Like you can pull up NXT and it pulls up like the latest episode of NXT for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do the ratings like from when people watch it on that?
Well, they have a different measurement for like streaming and that kind of stuff. So they don't use Nielsen
Yeah, it's
for
like
that,
no.
but they do gauge it by the streaming, by how many households watch it at this particular time. It's usually how it's watched live that they gauge the ratings for the show. The streaming of it and the playback, and then with you recording it, that the way that they have that shit set up, it doesn't register people recording it. From what I understand, I could be wrong, but when I was reading up on it a while back, it doesn't register that because technically you aren't watching it. The box is recording it, but it should have counted. I think it should count, but I don't remember. The way I remember reading it is that it doesn't. It records by who's watching it live. If it's playing actively on your television, that's how it'll gauge if you are watching it live or not, and how long you've been watching it. So the streaming stuff is measured differently. They have a whole different system for that. Then I don't think that's calculated in the live ratings.
I just I need a good. I will give AEW second shot if this show is good because I see the same shit on Dynamite all the time, and I want to see the people they promised. That's always been my issue with you guys. Know that I want to see the people that they promised to show. They never do. It's like Full Combat Club or Jericho and his little dingleberries or whatever the fuck they're called anymore.
Well, you know why that is. It's the same way. It's the same reason why WWE shows who they show. Whoever is popular and whoever gives them the best reaction is who is going to get booked. That is why I said that model, that business model that they're talking about, will only work if they are building those stars to get to that point. What did they do? They rested on the Elite, they rested on Jericho, and they rested on Cody. That was what they did right out the gate. That same business model is what we were getting in WWE. The only reason why fans were excited about it was because it was their favorites from the indies being showcased on television. If it was any of the people that they actually set to be the pillars for AEW, like Sunny Kiss, like Nyla Rose, the people that they put out front to say that, look at our diversity, this is what we have. If that is the people that they would have built up to be at the top of the mountain and to be taking over, we would be seeing them right now. The only person that counts in that category would be Nyla because she's a former champion. Sunny Kiss didn't get that.
Orange Cassidy, but he deserved because he's had that title for that long.
Orange Cassidy just got his just due, for being fair. So I'm not saying that AEW doesn't have it in them. I'm saying they're doing what they need to maintain their company and their business. You might want to see new people, and I'm sure everybody wants to see people that they know, that they enjoy, and they love. That's fine. But when those people don't translate numbers on television, they can't keep them on television. FTR is great. They're an amazing tag team, but you can't tell me that they're going to translate more numbers than the Elite will. You can't convince me of that. And that's what that's what I'm saying. When you're looking at it and you're watching television, if you're going to watch it, you can't watch it through rose-colored glasses like that. You can't be like, well, I don't like this. If you don't like something, that's fine. I'd say turn it off. If you don't like it, turn it off and don't watch it, because it's not going to change anytime soon unless it has to. So let's take WWE, for example. Roman has been champion for 3 years. And while there's a massive amount of people who enjoy him as champion. They're happy that he's champion. We're a small subset of the people who don't want Roman to be champion anymore. You would be surprised how many people actually want him to stay champion and actually break Bruno Sammartino's record. But that wouldn't be good business. At some point, somebody's got to topple the monster. Who's going to take down Goliath? You got to have a David in there somewhere. He's beaten everybody. Even the David that you brought in, Cody, has been decimated. So what do? You got to rebuild and start over. It's like the only way I can explain it is that it's a process that they're taking to implement new people. But this is also Triple H's game. Now he's got a wolf bearing down his neck in Vince McMahon. And I think them working in tandem is better than one of them being in charge and the other one being in charge. It works better when both of them are there because it's a balance. You're going to get the weird, campy stories that Vince will come up with, but you'll also get the longevity and the good matches that Triple H will come up with. Everything will work itself out. However, patience is key when you're watching wrestling. You're not going to be able to get everything you want out of one company. You're not going to get that. If Impact provides you with the type of women's division that you like, I highly recommend that you watch Impact. If you watch AEW and there's at least one match on AEW's card that you enjoy and you want to see, watch that and turn the shit off. If you watch WWE and you see a couple people on the card that are being booked and you like that, watch those matches, let the other ones play in the background. That way, you're not sitting up here worried about one company or complaining about one. You get everything you need from multiple places. And I think Nicole was saying that the last time we had this conversation, because she was talking about how people should be focusing on places like Shimmer and Stardom when it comes to the women's division, and New Japan Strong for the women over there in New Japan because they have a nice budding division. Right now, Willow Nightingale is your champ. Although that was not the way it should have went, but Mercedes Moné broke her ankle, so it is what it is. So you have people moving up into these different spaces, but they're in different companies. So just like when WWE was dominant, there was no AEW. It was just WWE. Impact was on the bottom. MLW was on the bottom. New NWA was on the bottom. New Japan was over there budding. Finn and them was over there creating a whole new thing over there. And a lot of people was gravitating towards that because that gave them what they needed. I just want everybody to find something because there's so many places for you to be able to find what you like and what you need. You don't have to hyper focus on one to get what you need.
All right, I'm about to head out of here. I have to get up in the morning. I am about an hour past what I should be in bed.
Okay. We love you.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
So I will talk to y'all later.
You
Enjoy the
too,
rest of
Bye.
your
sis.
recording.
Peace up,
No
ATM.
problem.
Um, I, I don't follow sports like I watch sports, right? But I don't follow them like online or anything. Do
Mm-hmm.
people get NFL or the NBA? Because I'm telling you, like last time I watched the NBA, that was like early '90s. Like that was like when NBA was nuclear hot and like was doing better than Bell. But like,
Mm-hmm.
are there like that in like other sports? Because I never hear a hockey fan saying, "Oh, Penguins need to play like they did back when Lemieux was around." And blah
Oh
blah blah.
yeah. Yeah, that's definitely like that, especially in football. Especially in football. But it's like
blah.
that in basketball right now. So it takes Jared to explain it fully, but to make it simple, you have teams that people always consider to go to the finals. So think about Roman Reigns being like the Warriors, LA, and on the East, it'd be fucking Boston, which I hate. Back in the day, it was Chicago. So you had these specific teams that were always guaranteed a spot in the finals. They're always guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. They're always there. They are always in that position. And this because this that sport is different because it is solely based off of your talent and your will and drive to get there. Whereas in wrestling, it all depends on one, your booking and your favor within the executives and how they want to book and do certain shows. Whereas with football and basketball and any other type of sport, it is exclusively based off of the talent of the team, your willingness to work together and move, and how much determination and drive you have to win that championship. So it's it's a bit different, but it does have a same effect on the fans. The fans get tired of watching Golden State go to the finals every fucking year. You get tired of watching the same plays running on the court every single night. And it's like nobody's watching, nobody's paying attention. Everybody's saying the same shit. And then they're just like, well, Stephen Curry's the greatest shooter of all time. Yeah, but he's not hard to shut down. Kevin Durant is not hard to shut down either. Yet they continue to let them do whatever they want to do. So it's a similar mindset amongst the fans who watch basketball and especially in football because the Patriots went to the fucking Super Bowl all the goddamn time. And before that, it was Peyton Manning on whatever fucking team he was on.
No. It was the Cowboys, and then it was the Colts, and now it's the Patriots.
Fucking hate. And the Cowboys suck. I don't care who is listening to this. I don't give a shit what you're talking about. The Cowboys suck. They have sucked, and they always will suck. Okay? They're terrible.
What?
I don't like them. They're terrible.
I married into a Pittsburgh family. How the fuck do you think I feel most of the time?
Just saying. I'm a Browns fan. We're a glutton for punishment fucking fan base. But I'm there for them boys every Sunday, cussing them out like I'm supposed to, okay? But it's the same thing amongst the football fans, baseball fans. They all have a similar mindset. It all comes down to when you're watching that sport, any sport, even wrestling entertainment, whether it's AEW or WWE, it really depends on how you watch it. When it comes to wrestling, I choose to watch wrestling as a movie instead of sitting up nitpicking every single thing that I don't like. I hyper focus on the show itself. If the show itself is worthy of a reaction, I give it one. If it doesn't have much going on, I don't post much. I'm just like, that show is on, it's in the background. It's kind of like when you watch your favorite TV show and you're into the show and the show doesn't really give you what you need. So it's just playing in the background and then something happens and you look up or you rewind it back so you can catch it. It's kind of like that. You're interested, but you're not interested. You're not going to have good episodes every single week. That happens in football, basketball, hockey, baseball, whatever the case may be. You watch a game, that game might not be great, but that next game, somebody might go off for 50 or 60 points. The team might work well. Like this last game they had between Denver and Boston, not Boston, it was Miami. Miami didn't do so hot in that game. But Boston didn't necessarily blow them out. They beat them by double digits, true enough. But they was able to come back and at least try to contest it. The next game that they have, Miami might take them to the hoop. They might be able to blow them out this game. It might be a tit for tat type of thing. You never know. But I think when it comes to wrestling, we expect the booking to be better. And then we also have an entitlement. We all have it. It is all hyper present in all of us. We have an entitlement because we want things to go a specific way. And I think Roman keeping that championship after Cody is a prime example of that. None of us thought that Roman would still be champion right now because we didn't think about the 1,000 days. It didn't register in our minds that was even close. We saw Cody's booking and we were like, okay, this shit is going. Okay, Cody must be getting his belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely happening. And then when it didn't happen, it was the biggest letdown. Like, motherfuckers was really hot. Like, Triple H got heat. Hella heat.
Like, that, really that mad about wrestling match is when they did that bullshit to Bianca when Becky came back at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I remember that.
The next day.
Yeah, I was mad.
I did not want to go to school because I'm like, what? But I'm like, I'm in my late 30s. Why am I so upset about this? Like it's on a personal.
We were upset, like we were pissed. And then when after a couple days went by and you calmed down, at least after we lost Janae. Hopefully she'll come back. At least for me, after a day or so, especially after this thing with Roman and Cody, I kind of understood why it was done. I still hate it. I don't like watching it to this day because it makes me angry. But I understand it. I understood it. And they were like, well, we're telling stories. And when Triple H went, well, this is just a chapter. And I'm like, you are dragging this out so much. Like, you put Sammy ahead of the Usos and them breaking out of the group. And I'm like, it's like a cookie. And he's just breaking off a piece every month or so, every couple of months. He's just breaking off a new piece of the cookie. And now we're getting a smaller cookie. And it's just like, dude, just break it in half and give me the fucking cookie. Like, I don't need crumbs. I mean, I get what he's doing because I think when you watch this back from start to finish and you watch it in you play it back, the whole story, the whole picture of the story is probably one of the best stories told by WWE in the last 10 years. It really is.
With the cookie metaphor, though, that shit's gonna get stale.
I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right.
It's getting there, and I mean, like when that happened, I was mad, and I mean, I got over it. I'm like, well, you know what? I guess that's just the way they're gonna fucking do it. Was I happy about it? No. And then they put him with Brock. And I'm just like, oh, shit, here we fucking go, whatever. And I just don't get it. I mean, I wasn't as mad about like when that shit happened with Bianca And then we got online, and that guy like really pissed me off because I was already a little drunk at that point. But like they gotta do what if we're going by what Bret Hart says and says wrestling isn't fun anymore, or whatever he said. It's stuff like this. Like they can give me this in WWE, but right now over in MLW, Joseph Fatu and Alex Hammerstone, they went at it again. They're feuding. Like this is one of the best feuds MLW is putting on right now. And it's just like, if Roman had won clean and didn't have to have Solo do whatever he does for him, I would have been okay if he had won clean.
I agree.
Hell, Brock beat Cody clean.
Yeah.
As much as people admit that, I'm like, yeah, he beat him, but Cody passed out, so technically Cody never tapped, but Brock clean though.
I mean, in the match itself, yeah, but Brock kind of set it up so Cody was not at 100% in the match. But I get what you mean. It was like during that match, he was dominating. He won. What else can you say?
Match made me a Cody Rhodes fan. If you go back and you listen to the show, I gave Cody the blues whenever I could. As I don't have a thing on him, but I thought like the way he was being booked in AEW was a little too much, and that he might have been a little overhyped. But this made me a fucking believer. Like I wore my Dusty Rhodes shirt. I was invested in this match, and it's like the heartbreak my husband saw on my face. The only time he ever only saw that is when My Chemical Romance canceled their tour in 2020. Oh. I'm not even like, that's how big a heartbreak it was. But it's just like, I want to trust Hunter, but this shit needs to end, because I don't think they want it to end, because then they realize they have to come up with something else.
I think Hunter's trying to get all he can from it. And I think that's where a lot of us as fans are making our biggest mistake. We want it to be wrapped up real nice in a tiny little bow, and then the Usos just walk away and everything is done. But this is not how normal shit plays out. So like, think about it this way. I mean, not in terms of your family, but think about it in terms of the wrestling spectrum as a whole. Your champion, your cousins are your right-hand men, right? Jey Uso's your number one, Jimmy's your number two, Solo has been bumped to number one, and Jimmy's been pushed to number two, and then you got Jimmy's been pushed to 3, Jay's been pushed to 2, right? And you're been at the top of the mountain. Story goes, these guys have turned on me. Jimmy kicked me in my face, cost me these championships. Now, prior to that, you've been pretty much disrespecting them as grown men for the last 3 fucking years. At some point, somebody's got to break. I think what Triple H is doing is showing it how they break down systematically. Instead of doing it the way he did the Shield, which was just dissolve it right there in front of our eyes, right? The Shield didn't get a long drawn out shit. The Shield got taken out by Seth. It was immediate. It was over.
Had like 2 years Shield, something like that, right?
Yeah, but like what we got out of that, but it was a very quick turn. We got the fight where they had the street fight. I think it was prior to that. Randy was a part of that with him, and they had Batista and everything. They did that. They had the match. Shield won. Shield comes out there. Seth turns on him. It was a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am moment. Seth becomes the top heel on the show. Roman is your ultimate babyface, and Dean Ambrose was your anti-hero. We knew each player and where they were going. We saw the spots, but we didn't have to watch the story play out. We didn't have to. We recognized who the villain was. Seth is a bitch. We don't want no whiny baby ass bitch. Then we got Roman. He's supposed to be our savior. He's going to be our next hero. And then you got Dean Ambrose, who might swoop in and help you out every now and then. Right? So we didn't have to watch the story play out of the Great Shield falling before our eyes, because it was only one person who ended it. And we all assumed that Sammy would be the one to end the bloodline. In a sense, he is. He started the cracks, But eventually, where it started is where it has to end, which is with Jey Uso. It looks like now that Jimmy's going to be the one, right? You're looking at it, they got it booked that way, but I don't believe that. Triple H is a full circle type of dude. There's no way he's just going to let Jimmy be the one to end this. That's not how this is going to play out. I can damn near guarantee it. Jey Uso is going to be the one to put the final nail in the coffin of the bloodline. While it's being drawn out and a lot of people don't like it, I do. It plays out. It's playing out like a movie, and that's how you have to watch it. While some instances we don't get a lot of interaction between Roman and the bloodline, we don't get a lot of, how do you put it, like a lot of surface area with them. Often, sometimes we get a little too much and they don't really do much or add to the story. We get little innuendos, we get little breadcrumbs, we get little pieces, and then we'll have a big blow up moment. So Triple H is the kind of guy where he's got like a showmanship personality. He's a showpiece kind of guy. Here's my shiny new toy. I'm going to let you play with this for a little while, and then I'm going to come and get it back. And that's how he's writing the story. I'm going to put this out here for a while so you can keep looking at it. And every week, the shine keeps dulling and dulling and dulling until you hate it and you don't want to see it no more. And he's like, no, keep looking at it. Keep looking at it. This is what you wanted. This is what you were asking me for. This is what you're going to get. Now, everybody else is taking it as he's shoving Roman down our throats. I don't think that's fair. Roman is champion. So technically, he should be on television. He should be seen. But he wasn't on television every week. Roman would do 2, maybe 3 shows a month. And he would always have one Friday night off. So it's 4 Fridays in a month. So he would at least do 3. At the most, he would do 3. If he did 4, you'd be shocked.
Yeah.
So that's how he would operate, especially after a pay-per-view. And like he would just come out there. It was a rarity. He would wrestle on Friday. It was a rarity, but it happened. Now we're going to be fair. Roman does show up more than Brock Lesnar does.
True.
He is there. He does show up on more nights and more occasions than Brock Lesnar did during his tenure as champion. So, like I said, I think if this is not giving you what you need in terms of entertainment because you're tired of seeing Roman, I can fully agree with that. It's been 3 years. I can understand if it was only 6 months, but it has been 3 years. So I fully understand where you're coming from. But instead of worrying about the championship, because that isn't being decided yet. Right now, at the moment, the championship ain't even in play. You can clearly see that. If you focus on the story that is happening between Roman and his cousins, that's where you'll get the majority of your entertainment. When it goes back to that title, then we have to wait and see who's going to be chosen, because they have not even, if they have, we don't know, but they haven't even picked his opponent. Like, we don't even know. Like, and it may be Jimmy. Jimmy might be the next guy to challenge Roman for that championship at Money in the Bank. He probably going to lose. Okay. And then you've got the next pay-per-view after that, which is SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if the bloodline thing, I mean, if it goes past SummerSlam, dude, without them completely falling apart, I don't know. I don't know what Hunter is planning. I don't know what WWE is planning. But I get it. They want to have that in their record books that somebody from their company had that title for 1,000 days. Because when Bruno Sammartino had the title, it was different because he was going around from oh shit. My brain just went dead. He's doing going from territory to territory to territory. Shit was different back then.
mm-hmm.
This has been 3 years. He's gone through everybody, and it's just, I don't know. And I think that's kind of, we're also piggybacking back to the topic of conversation here. I think that's what's boring a lot. It's like, yeah, we mentioned a lot of stuff, but it's like, it's just, it is boring. Like some people are just tired of it, and I can understand, and there are different options, but I don't know if sorry, this drink is hard, dude. I think I'm about to pass out. I am a lightweight. I'm not going to survive Ohio, man. But maybe they just don't know what else to do because they see the reaction that they get from people and they're like, oh, let's just keep this going longer. I don't know. I'm tired.
I think that like I said, I think that they're gonna finish the story. In the words of Cody, I do think they're gonna finish the story, and I think the only way you do that is you have to start where you began. Like if you read a book and the book ended with Cody Rhodes being champion, like when usually when a king loses his kingdom, he still is king. The kingdom is crumbling while he's king, not after he loses his crown. So I get why some people are bored per se, but not really, because when they go to other companies like AEW, it's the same thing. It's just a different toilet, but they justify it because it's a different person than what they're watching in WWE. The same thing goes for MLW. Now you're entertained by Jacob Fatu and Alexander Hammerstone going at it, which I'm fine with that. But if we're being honest, they've been in the limelight in MLW for the last 3 years.
Men slap meat.
So what is the difference? The difference is different people for you at the moment that you're watching in this other company. However, if you've been watching that company for the time frame that they have been in there, you would know that they're booking by who is popular as well. Jacob Fatu is a very big star over in MLW. He's a former member of Contra. They had a whole thing going on over there. So it's not different or it's not better. It's a different toilet. Okay, you got 5 different toilets, but it's the same kind of shit in it. It's just you ate tacos yesterday and now you eating burritos. Okay, that's pretty much where we are. It depends on what you like, and that's why I said it's not a situation of people being bored. People aren't watching wrestling with imagination anymore because we're adults and we're expecting it to be 1, 2, 3. But you have to remember when we were kids, we didn't see it like that. We watched it as a show because that's what it is a show. Am I saying that it's going to be perfect? Hell no, because we know that that's not true. We're going to have our complaints. We're going to be upset about some things, but I don't want to watch it with all that negative energy involved in it. I'd rather enjoy what I'm seeing and then analyze it and all that shit later because that's what we do here. But I want to be able to enjoy what I'm watching. And usually I do. I don't really think about it when I'm watching the show. When I watch the show, my mind focuses on what's on the screen. If I'm watching it, I genuinely have a genuine reaction to it because I'm like, okay, what are they going to give us this week? What's going on? If it's not worth reacting to, then I generally don't react. I'm like, okay, it wasn't really good enough for me to have a reaction. I watch it like you would watch a good TV show.
I try to do that. I really do try to do that because I'm just like not so gung-ho about it anymore. But I mean, like I understand what they're doing. I'm drunk, but I'm not stupid. But don't like people will complain about anything. Am I happy that Roman's been champ for this long? No, but I'm not gonna let it interfere with my life. I mean, hell, I'm seeing people. There was something I saw about Undertaker saying something where people are upset because he's not really his character, and I'm like, well, what the fuck do you mean? Like he's not really his character? That he's not Goth? That he's not really an undead zombie with supernatural powers? Like what?
Those are idiots, and I tend to not focus on an idiot because and get an idiot power, they're going to continue to grow. If you don't know what kayfabe is by now, I can understand a little kid. a little kid, I can understand. But when you're talking about a grown ass man who's sitting up talking about, well, the Undertaker isn't really the Undertaker, bro. Like, that shit sucks. I would immediately block you on everything because you're
But
an
like
idiot.
Undertaker sitting up here laughing, and I'm like, what? Like, so, but I'm like, what are you guys mad about? Are you mad because he's a redneck from Texas? I mean, he did the American Badass thing for a while. We should know by now that he's not really a zombie guy.
Right.
Like, I don't know, but I both agree that the old heads and majority of the IWC is the reason why a lot of people feel the way Bret Hart feels like.
The way I see it is you either get with the times and enjoy what you see or you keep it pushing. I feel like if you don't get enough fulfillment out of television, you don't keep watching a TV show when you don't like it. So the same rules should apply to wrestling. I remember back in the 2000s, I took a long break from wrestling. A long one. It was some years where I was not watching it. And I came back into it and I fell back in love with it again. And I really, really started to enjoy wrestling again. But like being a part of this internet wrestling community is really, it takes its toll on you mentally. And
That's why
it can make you hate wrestling. And I think that's what's happening with a lot of us is that the IWC makes it really hard to enjoy the product. That's why I would always be like, I choose to ignore a lot of things and like black out a lot of things that I see on social media because it's difficult. I kid you not. I posted the video of Jade's entrance from
Double or Nothing.
yeah, from Double or Nothing, and she was stepping, and stepping is a part of the sorors for any D9 organization and just an organization in general. The frats do it, the sorors do it. It's a part of their aesthetic, it's a part of their thing. And if you've never seen like high steppers in high school or the drill team in high school, then you would know what stepping can be and what it can look like in different forms. And with the D9 sororities and fraternities, they have a particular way of stepping. Each one of them does it differently. And what she was doing was the AKA's version of stepping. And I posted that video on my wrestling TikTok. It was not my video, it was a small clip of AEW's video. And I was talking, and I put it together with the video of Chris Statlander coming back and beating Jade that same night. I posted it.
Night.
What happened?
I had a match with Taya Valkyrie that night, though.
Yeah, she wrestled Taya. And then after the match, she issued an open challenge via her lawyer, manager guy. And that's when Chris Statlander came out there, beat her, and won the championship. That's how she lost. She wrestled twice that night. Literally, we're talking a few seconds after her match with Taya Valkyrie, she wrestled Chris Statlander, and Chris Statlander won. And that's how they ended Jade's streak and her championship reign.
So weird, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no offense to Chris Statlander. I think she's a phenomenal wrestler. But that's just really fucking weird. Like, I saw the video and I thought it was really cool because, you know, representation, right fucking on, you know?
Yeah.
It, fucking do it, make the white people uncomfortable. I'm all down for it. But like when I see like the comments under it, I just want to be like, if you don't understand, it's because it's not for you, Tom.
Right. And my thing was she was being called ghetto. They called her a man. It was bizarre as hell. And it was just like, it was that, and it was, oh, Bianca's 200% better than her. Bianca did the same thing at Mania and she did it better. And I'm like, No, Bianca's not a soror, so it's not the same thing. And the little girls were beautiful. That was a cool thing for those little girls to be able to be in that entrance with Bianca. But I love the fact that Jade also had the AKAs, her sisters, out there stepping with her. That is a cultural thing. And if you don't understand it, that's fine. But to be so disrespectful, it's just weird. Now, I'd be wrong though. I'd be wrong if I talk shit about Taya Valkyrie's entrance, which she had like the devil and like a dark and a red character person stand up there dancing. I don't know if they were non-binary or male or whatever. I'm not sure. So to be fair, I'll call them they. They were dancing. One had horns and the other, I think they both had horns, and one was black and one was red. It just there wasn't really much to the entrance. She just came out there, did her entrance stance. They were back there dancing, just moving their arms, dancing on these really high stiletto boots, and that was it. And I was just like, well, nobody said anything about Taya Valkyrie and her entrance. You didn't call her shit ghetto or say it was over sexualized or talk about it being cheap or anything. I didn't see any of that. But Jade does this particular entrance. She's got Big Boss Vet singing Pretty Girl, doing her song, Pretty Girl Walk. And
Just got
that
out of my head, and now I watched that, and now it's back in there. In it.
it's a big thing. Like you got a black woman rapping that's got her getting her rap career off the ground. She's rapping in front of a crowd that really don't deserve her, if we're being honest. And then you've got your AKAs right there walking down there with you, stepping with you. Like that's a big thing. And Jade is a very big proponent of representation, and I respect that. So my thing is to get it back to the IWC and to end this. I really, really wish that when you don't understand something, you ask questions instead of shitting on it. I don't like the fact that the IWC is always so ready to jump and destroy rather than to think things through. Sometimes things just need a simple conversation. That is one of the reasons why I defer to the group chat with a lot of things. When you have people around you that have different mindsets, you get a better understanding of how you can really decipher the logistics of your thought process. So I'll put in the group chat something that I might think I might be right on. You might come in and say, Tiffany, this is how I see it. I can look through your eyes and understand what you're going through or what you're saying and have a better understanding of the way it should be rather than just being blatantly, it's my idea or nobody's. That's not going to let me learn anything.
The respect level, man. Like, if anything, that would be a perfect conversation starter for somebody to go, can someone explain to me what this is all about?
Right.
And
so that usually that's how I would operate. If I had an idea and then like, to put it lightly, like oftentimes in the group chat with us, and this is just outside of the show, period. Oftentimes in the group chat with us, there's a constant discord going on in there because we all have different mindsets and different views on things. What I like about that is that you will get a different perspective. Some people might agree with others. Some people might, they might clump up together and be like, well, this is how I feel. And I agree with this particular person, but you get individual ideas from each person. Everybody has a voice, if that makes sense. And it makes it easier to understand the world and the differences in there. And it really makes it easier for you to see things through different eyes because Alexis and I are two different people. So she's going to see something. And when I look at it, I might not see it that way. So when I explain it, I'm like, well, Alexis, I don't see it this way. This is how I see it. And she'll go, okay, well, that makes sense. Or she'll be like, well, Tiff, this is how I see it. And I'm like, okay, well, you're not entirely wrong. We just see it on two different perspectives. But you can appreciate the different perspective. And I think that's where the IWC just doesn't get it. Like they're not appreciating everybody's perspective. It's their way or the highway. And just because we disagree doesn't mean we have to hate each other.
And I asked that with because Nicole, when Hit Row started wearing those masks, and she was like really excited for it. And I'm like, I need context because I don't completely understand. That's all it takes. Just ask questions, man. Because at the end of the day, we all enjoy watching this. And I mean, y'all put stuff in that group chat, and I'm just like, I have no idea what the fuck y'all are talking about. But I sit conversation, and then when I feel like I need to ask a question or something, I ask. Like, but I bet you more than anything that if it was some, basic white girl, I'm just gonna use the one who got knocked up by Sammy Guevara. God, that's
Tay Conti.
bad to feel bad for a child yet this early. And does know that's actual living human thing, right? Like she can't use it just as a prop for social media. Just want to make sure she knows that. But
I mean, I think they're legitimately pregnant and she's legitimately happy about it. So good for her.
But what was it? But yeah, it's just like if some basic white girl, or I mean, I know Tay Conti's not white, but like if some girl who was basic came out there, if Tiffany Stratton came out with her, I don't know if white girl sororities do something like this, but if they are doing something like that, people would be eating that shit up. And
I
it's
agree.
just, I'm tired of the double standards. Like if y'all don't like it, you don't have to waste time out of your day to like, oh, this is ghetto. No, what's ghetto is that you're making comments about shit that you don't understand. Like I had a friend of mine like not understand the hype about Bad Bunny and his music, and I told him because I like some of his songs. My daughter is in love with him. She saw that he's with one of the Jenner sisters. I have never seen my child get so angry because that's her husband.
Oh,
Like it's fucking adorable. But like he kept going on and on about Bad Bunny and his music, and I looked at him finally and I said, dude, that's not meant for us. And I told him, and he shut up. Either he got it or he just didn't want to say it anymore. But I just told him, I said, dude, I like a couple of his songs. I got a couple of them playing on my Pandora, but his majority audience is not white kids or white people.
That's true too. Like she's right about that. Like I think sometimes too, like when they book people that we're not really interested in, that's one thing that we have to be like, okay, we're the old heads. So that's not really for us, right? That's how I rationalized it when it comes to NXT. And like I totally understand Tiffany Stratton being the champion to a certain extent. But I stand by what I said. And I don't even fucking like Kiana. But I would rather her be champion than to watch Tiffany Stratton be champion. And the reason why that is because we've seen a copy of Tiffany Stratton on television already for a whole year. Had it not been a year that, Mandy was champion, this conversation might be different. They didn't even give Roxanne like enough time to be champion, and then they switched off from Roxanne to Indy. She got to defend her title once.
Got injured in the process.
Right. So like
Tiffany
you
Stratton.
gave Braun Breaker he got to be champion twice. Batman got to be champion twice as a face. And Roxanne and didn't even get the opportunity to get her fucking belt back. So my thing was, as long as you had Mandy champion, it was interesting and great. Like, that's fine. But y'all had to work to get her to be interesting, if we're being fair. Now we have to suffer through Tiffany Stratton for the next couple of months. And I'm just not interested in that. I don't want to see that. I want to see some interesting heels, and I feel like Kiana would have been a better pick because she has a different character other than the mean girl shtick, and I'm just not a fan of it. I haven't been for a while, and I probably never will be. And so I understood where Alexis came from. She was just like, no, I don't like that bitch. So I was like, Yeah, but it is what it is. I said at the basics of it, at least we get the decent wrestling matches because I'm not gonna shit on Tiffany. Like at Battleground, she did great.
I
Against
don't.
Lyra Valkyria, she was amazing. That's her saving grace is the fact that she can wrestle. But that
That's
promo she cut Tuesday, nah, fam.
But see, that is my thing, and like caused a lot of controversy with people. When I was sitting there saying, "This is Mandy Rose version 2.0. The only difference is she can actually wrestle. She's not really that pretty because there's nothing of her that stands out unique." I am not attacking her on a personal level. I don't know this bitch from the guy down the street. She could be the sweetest girl in the world. I don't know that. I'm judging by what I see. And I was one of the loudest voices to be against Mandy Rose being champion and for how long she was champion. Was I or was I not one of the first original people to be like that?
True, because I was one of them too. I don't like her. I still don't.
And and the same stuff that Roman was doing on the main roster, and then we can finish up. I know we're going over late. When you watch a show, you need it to be a little different. So when I'm watching Raw and SmackDown, and your guy who's holding the championships hostage using his stooges to win matches or gang up on people, and then when I'm watching NXT, and it's the same thing that she's using Gigi and JC to fight her battles for her, it's just like, where is the differential? I'm not, when I say I don't like Tiffany Stratton, I'm not coming for her as a person, but I remember before she got her titties done, this girl shows up with white girl cornrows, and y'all got all mad about that.
Well, I mean, she did do that.
And they were not good looking cornrows either, because I remember looking at this going, what the shit is this?
I
Did you
don't
piss off?
know. I was like, okay, girl, you're going too far.
It's not like Nikita. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know the girl personally. I don't, but like when I say that she's not pretty, it's because we've seen this. We have seen this a million fucking times. I'm not attacking her on a personal level, but it's just like after what we went through with Mandy Rose, I don't want to see another character that's just like her. Except the only difference is she can wrestle and she doesn't have someone to fight her battles for her, so she's going to have to do it herself.
But okay, so Dawn said, but that has nothing to do with her wrestling though. But she didn't. That's the thing. So Alexis didn't not acknowledge that man that Tiffany can wrestle. She said that she could, but she said that that's not enough for her to be interested in her being champion. And I think that's where the discord was just like breaking down. Was it just not enough for her to be interested in her as champion? Is she pretty personally? Yeah, it depends on if you like her aesthetic, then sure. She doesn't like the character or the persona. So for her, that's not her thing. That's not something she wants to see. So it's like, okay, well,
Feels a lot better. A lot of the women in NXT now, her move set's very crisp. Her moonsaults are a lot better than some of the people on the main roster. I'm not saying she does not have talent. I'm just sick of this character and the overexposure of said aesthetic and gimmick.
which I agree with. But I do, and on the other hand, to Don's point, Don is like, we can't have the same type of characters. We can't have people like we don't need to have the same cookie cutter style people in the E all the time, or just in wrestling in general. You need to have a variety of girls, which in NXT they do. They have a variety of girls. You've got the boss bitch persona with Kiana, and you've got Tiffany Stratton who has the pretty girl aesthetic, or just more specifically that I'm the, selfish gimmick of it's all about me type of persona. You've got the cowgirl with Fallon. You've got Valentina Feroz and Yulisa They've got their Latina cultural aesthetic. You've got Electra Lopez. I don't know what the fuck she doing, so don't ask me what her aesthetic is. I don't know. She come out there dressed like your grandma with a trench coat on. Okay, so I can't tell you what her fucking aesthetic is. I don't know. You got Soul Ruka, who's your surfer girl. You got Blair Davenport, who's like your dark, brooding heel over there. And you got who else is over there in NXT? Danny's there. There's a couple other people in NXT.
Ava. I mean, when they start letting her
Ava's
wrestle.
there. You Macy's mannequin. Ava's there. Ava Rain is there, and she's got a dark and brooding persona as well with Joe Gacy. You've got Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile's back there. She's your strength, that focus pillar style girl. Tatum Paxley is back there. You've got the fun campy girl with Wendy Chu. You've got a lot to work with in NXT. So, yeah, the Disco Twins aren't on the main roster. They're not in NXT anymore.
And then you got JC and Gigi, who are like your punk, not like, well, you got your JC and Gigi, who are like your punk rock emo alternative chicks.
Yeah. So you've got JC and Gigi, and you have a variety of girls in NXT that can give you a different aesthetic. Tiffany represents the kind of girls like Charlotte Flair. So it was kind of inevitable because it seems like the people Shawn Michaels favors the most are the ones who are going to get at the top first, which is why you see Wesley with the longevity he's had. He's definitely going to break that reign for the longest title reign as a North American champion. He's already had the most successful title defenses. And if I recall, they said he's still the longest reigning North American champion. So he's already gotten those accolades, and very soon he's probably going to drop his title. But you also have Carmelo Hayes. He's at the top. He's a favorite of Shawn Michaels, as is Tiffany Stratton, and I'm sure Roxanne Perez is one of them as well. And you could throw in JC and Gigi as a favorite as well. So you have a lot of favorites by Shawn Michaels, but he can only do so much. I don't think that Tiffany Stratton is going to be champion for a year. I don't think that she is prepared for that, if we're being honest, because that promo she cut was terrible. I can't stress it enough. It was a horrible promo, and she could have done better. But to wrap it up, and to make sure we close out, because we're working on 3 hours. As wrestling fans, we need to be more aware of how we watch the show. I'm not saying we don't hold the wrestling companies accountable. That's not what I'm saying. So don't take it as, oh, well, Tiffany don't want us to have an opinion. No, because you're going to do that anyway. Okay. What I'm saying is, when you're watching TV and you're enjoying a show, or you're watching a show and you see something you don't like, try not to take it to heart too much and make it be a reminder or a point of your personality where it becomes, how can I put it? It's unbearable to be around you. Like, because that's all you're going to talk about. That's all you're going to hyper focus on. It's okay to stay how you feel and then move forward from that. I don't want that to be the only thing that you can think about or fixate on as a fan when you're watching a television show. I understand if certain storylines are not your favorites. And like I've talked to Alexis about this before in private and, of course, in the group chat. It's okay that you don't like something. And if you don't like it, you stand 10 toes down on that. You don't have to like everything that everyone likes. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for you not to like it. Your reasoning is your reasoning. If someone disagrees with your reasoning, that is their right to do that as well. You're not obligated to be on the same page all the time. As friends, we're going to disagree. We're going to have a discord. And even in the IWC period, we're going to have discord and have a disagreement. I disagree with y'all a lot. Like, y'all hate Drew McIntyre, and I fucking love Drew McIntyre, and I don't give a shit about how any of y'all feel about it. Fuck y'all. I don't care. I like my Scottish Warrior. Y'all can kiss my ass. I love John Cena. I think he's an amazing person, and fucking Nicole hates him. She hates John Cena, but that doesn't mean me and her going to fight. She'd be like, "No, fuck him." I'd be like, "No, fuck you." Shit, let my fam do his job.
We can come to you like John Cena, or I can say I'm not a big fan of John Cena, but you won't sit there and go off for 10 hours about a dissertation of why we should like John Cena and so forth and so forth. Like, you know,
right? And none of the people that we talk to on a regular do that. Honestly, they have their personal feelings, but like Don is just gonna be like, "Well, that's good for you, but I don't," and he'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Or he'll be like, "Okay, well, I like this person, and it's because they give us a story and they give us character." You know how Don is. It's all about the character with Don. He don't give a shit about nothing else. As long as you give character and you ain't no face, he don't care. So with Rico, it's a little bit more detailed. He got to be into your gear, or you got to be a male that's attractive to him in order for him to enjoy it. But everybody has their vices. Like Kenny's really transparent when it comes to certain wrestlers. Like she loves her a good white boy, white bread wrestler. Okay, she love her a good thickums white boy wrestler. Okay, Hank she love, and then she like Cameron Grimes and a few others, and she's infatuated with Carmelo Hayes, which I never would have thought I would see today. That girl would like Carmelo Hayes. I just didn't. It never crossed my mind that would be somebody who would fit her aesthetic. But he is, and she likes him, so I love that for her. All I'm saying is everybody have their vices. We all have our differences. And in order for us to exist in this IWC, we have to learn how to accept those differences and move forward from there. Instead of always arguing and nitpicking about who's right and who's wrong, it is okay to have a difference of opinion. Even if that person's opinion is not based in facts, let them live in their Delulu fantasies. Okay? Because you can agree to disagree, which is what I do often, because I don't have time to be arguing with people. I truly don't. I'm not going to. I don't want to, because it's like talking to a stone wall. It gets me nowhere. So if you're not paying my bills and making sure I can eat every day and giving me a new bed to lay in, then I don't give a shit what you're talking about, bro. I'm still going to feel how I feel at the end of the day. The same go for Alexis and Don and everybody in this chat that's listening to us. It is what it is. All I want for us is to be able to enjoy wrestling better without having to do these stupid ass outtakes of the shit like what Bret Hart is saying. I think it just goes back to what Tears has said earlier before she popped out. The thing is, it's like you're out, the other guys are in. You're not getting as paid as much as they are now. You're not able to supplement your income the way that they are, and you don't have the peace that they have. And I think that's what you're really jealous of. And I would rather you're
breaking out, girl.
Can y'all hear me?
Yo, T-Pain, why are you remixing?
I'm not.
You don't have to like everything a wrestler, okay? But like, just show a little bit of respect, and if it's somebody you don't like, just ignore their asses.
That's all. We just want to be able to enjoy wrestling in peace. And I think if we could do that if it wasn't just so toxic. Okay, Donnie said he could hear me. If we could do that if it wasn't so toxic, it's always a toxic situation. And I just want things to just relax. Like, we don't have to be so ugly towards everybody and everything. All right? So I'm gonna let Alexis go because I know she's tired. Plus she had a really stiff drink. So she
feeling pretty good.
Yes. I'm gonna let her get some much needed sleep.
Yeah.
It's 1:18 right now.
Oh man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I'm gonna let her out. I'll talk to you later, Alexis.
Yeah.
So, all right, listen. I will go live again Monday after Monday Night Raw. This episode of the podcast is going to be split up, and I'm going to put it up. So next week, just in case the girls are a little busy, we have a little bit of a buffer with this episode. This was quite a long episode. If y'all enjoyed the live podcast episode, please let me know, and I will have the girls come back and do it probably next month after Money in the Bank will be probably when we go live again as a collective. I think that's a better idea. Hopefully everybody will be able to be there. Since it's on Saturday, Janae might not be able to come, but I'll at least have Nicole and Alexis with me, and we can go over Money in the Bank and whatnot. Okay. Appreciate y'all for being here. I'm going to go. Don't forget to check out the podcast. It's going to be coming up. If you've been in here long enough, then you know you need to rate, comment, and subscribe so you can get all of the tea, honey. Okay. And I'll see you guys next time.
Thank y'all so much for being here, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for being a part of my show. Please be sure to check out my wrestling podcast, Down for the Count, with my girls, and of course, the personal podcast with the entertainment, pop culture, and news of the KTT podcast. Like I said before, we have pop culture that we just love to talk about. Okay, pop culture includes any and all celebrity news. I have the Red Rum True Crime series where I talk about all of the stories in the news that have to do with murder and anything very, very high profile in terms of murder. And of course, we have Am I the Asshole Fridays and Twitter stories.